Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Inner Alignment Workshop Through Your Eyes and Your Numeral with Dr. Shakira Moore and King Simon on February 11, 2023. Dr. Shakira and King Simon. Get your tickets now at Linktree/King Simon the Numerator.
Peace and power, family. I'm Dr. Shakira Moore, and I'm excited to share with you this powerful event that's happening on February 11th, 2023. The Inner Alignment Through Your Eyes and Your Numeral. It's the joining of two ancient systems helping you to tap in and access your divine blueprint. I will be teaching a mini masterclass on iridology that will only be available in this workshop. After this class, you will walk away knowing the mystery to longevity via your iris, how to identify colors and patterns in your iris to avoid chronic disease, preparing your children for supreme health with iridology, and so much more. It is time for you to unlock unlimited potential and your internal greatness, because you are great. I'll see you in class. Peace and power.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numeral Base. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numeralization for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Thank you very much, people. Thank you very much, people. Welcome to a special show today. Remember, please like, subscribe, and share as we are doing Legends Live Forever online tribute to Dr. Llaila Afrika. That's right. He would be 77th solar return tribute to Dr. Llaila Afrika, a celebration of life. This would have been his 77th year, 77th birthday, Earth Strong. Enough respect to Dr. Llaila Afrika. Oh, this is a special show. Before we proceed with what's going on, everything really starts around 9 o'clock. But before we go on, I just got to acknowledge, of course, a few other things that's coming up right here on King Simon Presents. So I'm gonna drop a little bit of music on the background so y'all can hear some vibes. I'm gonna drop some music on the background so we can have a good time. Thank you very much wherever you're tuning in, any part of the world, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth. Thank you very much for being a part of the growing King Simon Presents only quality people. I don't present the drama. I don't present the drama. Nah, man, save the drama for your mama and your papa, and that's what I do. Remember, this is a troll-free zone, so trolls, please take a stroll somewhere else. Don't come over here with it. Stay somewhere else with it. There's other places that love the drama, and I do not. All right, so just want to remind everybody, of course, that on Sunday, January the 29th, there's a double header happening, and we got Karma Anika, my aunt, who will be talking about a one-woman show with special guest co-host Empress Aisha Moore returns, one of my former co-hosts from the past, and she had to take a little sabbatical, but we're doing what we got to do to wean her back into the co-hosting venue and have a good time right here on King Simon Presents. And then that evening, we're going to have the one, the only Felicia Harden from Out of Hoppy, and it's going to be Black Excellence, celebrating our greatness the Hoppy way. Felicia Harden from the Hoppy Films will be here on January 29th that night, and they're going to be talking about the big event coming up. Of course, on February the 5th, we have an author's feature. The one, the only Joshua Selden will be here, and we're going to be talking about his book, I Am. All right, it's a great book that's out there. Make sure you go to his website, iampublishing.com, and we'll be having him on at 11 a.m. on February the 5th. And then I'm going to have this beautiful sister, Shashin Kwesi, the daughter of the one, the only Baba Ashra Kwesi. She will be in the building. She is a certified integrative health coach for melanated mamas. She focuses on the sisters. So brothers that love their sisters, make sure you come on out and enjoy Baba Ashwa Kwesi's daughter. And it's happening on Wednesday, February the 8th at 7 p.m. sharp. And don't forget, that's right, the alignment workshop, the inner alignment workshop with the one, the only Dr. Shakira Moore and King Simon. Remember, if you want to get your tickets right now, it is now $99 for the tickets. I had the tier system, of course, $44 for the early tickets, $66 for the next tickets, and then it's $99 all the way till February the 11th. So make sure you join us from 1 to 5 p.m. on February the 11th. And I just want to remind people, of course, I got the one, the only Dr. Phil Valentine coming in the mother flipping building. That's right. It's going to be live and direct with Dr. Shakira Moore as one of the guests. And also added guest will be another doctor named Dr. Angela Moulton. That's going to be live and direct. And don't forget, get my brother Joshua Selden's book. Go to iampublishing.com. And don't forget Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com is going to be in the building today. Also, Lloyd is going to be here, but I have my co-host in the back, and I'll be bringing her up momentarily at the 9 o'clock hour. That's a special guest that I got come up. Beautiful sister, man, family member. So it is what it is. And of course, Lloyd, you can contact Lloyd at 800-581-4401. And of course, big up to Nicholas Brooklyn, finally advertising with me. 10% off all retail purchases. All you have to do is go to Nicholas Brooklyn, located at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn. Take a snapshot of this picture also. Bring this picture to you to Nicholas Brooklyn in Brooklyn or in Manhattan at 1978. That was a good year. 1978, 3rd Avenue, New York, and Nicholas Cultural. Make sure you tell them that King Simon sent you. And the number there is 718-858-4400. And remember, they also do wholesale. So if you want to do wholesale with Nicholas, guess what? If you got a business and you want to prop up your business and sell some good oils or incense or whatever they selling for wholesale, 10% off with all retail purchases, but not wholesale purchases, because they're going to hook you up. And of course, if you want to contact Dr. Shakira Moore, make sure you go to Linktree/King Simon. Oh, no, I'm talking about the tickets. Linktree/the Holistica Healing. That's Linktree/Holistica Healing. And there's a metaphysics magazine out there, metaphysics and spiritual matters magazine out there called Infinite Times. Infinite Times online magazine where spirituality and metaphysics are one. So make sure you hit that link on the bottom right there. There's a link right at the bottom where it says where metaphysics and where spirituality and metaphysics are one. And make sure you check out Kesia L. Jones, the one, the only Kesia L. Jones, Go Be God. That's the new book she got coming out. And she has some motivational music on there, and that's at KesiaLJones.com. And Big up to this beautiful sister, Modern Day Sage. You know, one of my partners in Vibes from the past there. She's back. She now took a sabbatical doing her thing. Make sure you do the past life consultation, psychic medium, and she's a spiritualist. 800-774-4554. That's 774-4554. Book a session with her now and tell her that King Simon sent you. And don't forget my brother Baba Ashwa Kwesi always do a 15-day trip throughout Kemet. Him and his beautiful wife, Mary Rod Kwesi. That's 214-371-0206. That's 214-371-0206. And let me tell you something, Baba Ashwa Kwesi, I will be bringing Baba Ashwa Kwesi to New York City in Brooklyn on April the 8th. April the 8th, Easter weekend. Come on out and enjoy Baba Ashwa Kwesi in Brooklyn, New York. We're trying to settle which venue we're going to do it because he hasn't been to Brooklyn, New York since he was with Sister Shahrazad Ali. That's about 3-4 years ago. So Baba Ashwa Kwesi is coming back to New York City on April the 8th. I haven't put out those flyers yet, so I'm going to put those flyers out next soon just to do the early promotion and get those early bird tickets out there. And if you want to write your book, bring your dreams and your writing dreams to life. I have a good friend of mine that's an editor. She has an editing services for authors, journalists, bloggers, and she also does transcription. If you want her to transcribe any vocal words or recordings, she can hook you up. Hit Susie at 914-361-9467. That's 914-361-9467. And remember, get my books through Linktree. That's /King Simon the Numero Veda. That's /King Simon the Numero Veda. And of course, that's Linktree /King Simon the Numero Veda. If you want to get all of my books through Linktree, that's how we do it. You can take my class on Udemy, or you can get the full course meal, baby. That's what we doing. It's your brother King Simon. That's right. Get the full course meal if you got to. But remember, on February the 1st, it's going to be $444. That's $444. It is now $333. 8-hour raw uncut course. And remember, family, if you want to book a session with me, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And remember, family, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. Hey, 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 hey. What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up, though? What up, what up, what up, though? It's King Simon in the building, baby. You know how we do. Thank you for the applause. I pay for those applause. Well, it is now 53 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock in the United States of America on the East Coast. And tonight, we got a living legend tribute, man. My brother, my Baba. Oh my gosh. 77 years of age he would have been. So the return of my brother, Dr. Llaila Afrika. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a cousin, tell everybody to share this live right now because we got something exciting. I got a co-host that's going to be with me for the first hour. We got a co-host coming up at the 9 o'clock hour for the first hour. But before we go to the co-host, I got to share this right here with this little clip right here with me and Baba Llaila Afrika. Don't touch that dial. Listen to this. This is a clip with me and Baba Llaila Afrika right here. And this was the first video that he did on his YouTube channel, family. So listen to this very attentively. Longer than I have. And Dr. Afrika is one of the greatest. He's a scientist at this stuff. And he's helping me to come up. Matter of fact, the book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, is now under their publication, which is Charles Childs Publishing. Dr. Melanie Stevens, his beautiful wife, and of course, Dr. Afrika, the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. We here on YouTube. How you feeling, Doc?
I'm feeling all right.
I love it.
The subject is, however, numbers are simple, and it's written by solar numerologist by the name of
King Simon.
What is the purpose of this book?
Oh, brother, to help people. That's the true thing about using my intuitive talent through numbers to help others, and hopefully people understand that numbers not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like you do with mathematics. It is mathematical, but it's also using your birthday to help you understand yourself and understand your partners, understand your children, also understanding possible health risks and how to prevent and reverse diseases if you understand your numbers and the amount of numbers that might surround you due to your birthday or your name. My teacher is Lloyd Strayhorn. Also, he did write the forward for my book, so I respect that brother
I
to the
miss him.
utmost.
I
And
miss
some of
him.
my
I
health
miss him
teachers
so
are sitting
much.
right next to me, people like
My
Dr.
brother.
Afrika and people like Queen Afua and Phil Valentine and Sebi. These are all people that I look up to, and I acknowledge in my book as those who have been the wind under my wings. And numbers are simple, people are complicated, is why I named the book. Even Lloyd loves that name because numbers are simple. 1 + 2 is 3. But if you have a person that might be under the number 1 and one might be under the number 2, more than likely one person born under the number 1, let's say the 1st of February, and let's say the woman that you're with as a brother might be married, might be April the 2nd. Usually a person born under the number 2 with a 1 is water and a fire energy. So water and fire energy usually collide because water and fire usually don't get along in certain senses. But what I try to stress in the book that all the elements in the universe works together. You just have to know how to put them together.
Let me just stop right there because Baba, man, and for him to, I want to say something because when you have your elders that believe in you that much to interview you and also publish your books, that is an elder worth always supporting and showing love to. Believe that. And I miss him so much. Today I took a spiritual bath, and I was listening to him in my background. I was listening to Holistic African Holistic 101. It's on YouTube. I might play a clip of that during the show. We got a lot of different things. Also, I got a T-shirt tribute to Dr. Afrika too. So that's my thing with him and Erica Badu, and everybody's on it. So I made this T-shirt. It's my T-shirt. I made it up. I even sent one. I believe I sent one to Melanie. I hope she got it. But it was. I was laying in the tub, man, and just thinking about the times just being with the brother and him. Like I said this morning on my IG that he was the first iridologist to officially look in my eyes. I've had eye doctors before, but to have an iridologist look in your eyes and not prescribe no glasses or prescribe holistic health, what I'm saying? That's different. What I'm saying? That's different. So, I'm just proud that I've got to work with him for the last, I was his official promoter in New York for 10 to 15 years. So I was, 10 years, definitely 10 to 15 years, definitely. And that was done in 2015, that particular clip that y'all just seen with me and him on there. Let me just show you that was him and I at his house in Indianapolis, and he was interviewing me. And, you never see Dr. Afrika interviewing anybody. Everybody's always usually interviewing him. So again, it is a blessing to have elders that support you. And I'm not saying that other elders don't support me. Phil, everybody supports me. But when somebody takes their time out and their money to invest in you, I mean, he is the publisher of 3 of my books. And that's this book. That's Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. No promotion is bad promotion. And Numbers Are Simple, Children's Health is Important. Those were, and I did self-publishing for those first, but though they took it, they decided they wanted to take it to another level. We had the meeting and they said, King Simon, I'm going to help you out. And he brought me to his house. And because he read my eyes and seen that I was so stressed, he said, if you keep on going the way you're going, King, you're going to drop dead. He's seen that much stress in my eyes from doing all that work and promotion in New York and stuff, and then going through relationship stuff and all that with wives and marriages and all that kind of stuff. So, kudos to the late, great Dr. Afrika, who's still here. And like it says on this flyer, like his wife put on the legends live forever. And without any further ado, I want to welcome for the first time on my channel, his beautiful niece of Dr. Llaila Afrika, who not only was helping him anytime he came to New York if she had the time, but she was also learning from him and getting the wisdom of her family. Let's welcome right here on our stage for the first time the one, the only Khadija. What's up, Khadija? This is his
Hi. I'm so happy and honored and blessed to be here. I'm so honored and blessed to be here. You know,
Man.
one thing is like I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's journey with my uncle and everybody's story with my uncle, you know.
Yes.
To me, he was just my uncle.
Yes, he
Like
was.
that's his, he was just my uncle.
Just your
And
uncle.
yeah, he's just my uncle, you know. And it
Yes.
wasn't till like a certain age where I realized like, hey, you're not just an uncle. Like, you know,
Yes.
I remember when I said to him, like, hey, I think you're sort of a big deal. Right? Like just tell me, like, you know, 'cause this is not regular, you know. I remember being places and like people would knock me down to get to him. And
Mm.
this was like our first like and I couldn't wait to get back home like grandma like you know this lady just almost knocked me down to get to him. She said, "Oh, this is your first outing with the doctor then. You're gonna learn." So that was like my first, like we never really knew he was like a big deal. He was just our uncle. You know what I
Yes.
mean? He
And,
was
and,
just
and
like that.
I'm so proud to have you on, sister. And you took this step into. Is this your first interview like this, or being part of a?
This is my
I'm so happy. I broke this. Oh, I'm doing it again. I love breaking them. I love breaking them in because being born under the number that you're under, you would do well doing this. This would be your thing and your beautiful energy. So once people, all you have to do is just speak, and it will happen. You know,
that's
it
what
will happen.
he used to tell me things like that. Like, you know, you should write. And I'm like, what am I
Yes.
about? I'm not a writer. He said, no, your job is just to write the thoughts down. That's somebody else's job to transcribe them, right? You know what I mean? And like you see, it's just like your job is just to talk, like, you know, because I was so concerned, like, what do you want me to talk about? Like my uncle? Like I've never really kind of like shared memories, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just kind of it's just different, right? Because it's like to me, he's an uncle, but to you guys and to the world, he was this gem. And it was kind of like I said, it wasn't late into life till we realized, like, wait a minute, we got a gem on our hand. And I really wish that I took more advantage of what I had instead of like I used to tell him, and this is just real conversations. I used to say to him, listen, I need to come record you because I know you're not going to be here forever, right? Like that's just that's realistic. That's not how God.
Exactly. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So I need it's so questions. I used to ask him like, oh, about family stuff, because he was my elder. Like you know, my elder after my grandmother left and transitioned on, he was all I had. So it was kind of like these conversations that we used to have. And I used to call it our Negro moments.
Yeah.
Like where you can talk and like it's a safe space and Black. Is that okay what I'm saying here?
Yeah. Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of
And
course.
it's like I miss that. So when I realized like you had a show and you were still tapping in, it was like, oh, like tap back in because you're getting the same knowledge, the same energy, the same information. There's like a whole group of people like I can tap into that that know his knowledge. You had the queen on there the other day and she was talking about the eyes, and I was like, that's funny because conversations with me and him, he'd be like, come here, let me look.
It's in the book. It's in the book. It's in the book.
And he'd be like, come here, let me look at you. And then I remember him like teaching me about it, but not understanding, right? Like fully everything you could see. And I remember him telling me one day, we were talking about the eyes and what you can see and things like that. And it was something where he said, I can tell if you were pregnant, I can tell if it's a boy or girl. And I was like, how you going to tell if it's a boy or girl? And he was like, it's in the eyes. And I used to be like, I can't wait because I need to do this week. Right? You know what I mean? It's like just things. And he was like, you know, my best friend, my doctor, my therapist, right? My teacher. You know what I mean? Like anything. And I would remember the doctors would give me diagnosis or you take tests. I'm sending him the blood work. What does this mean? Because I don't believe them. And then he would tell me it's this and don't take what they're giving you. I'm going to tell you what to take and I'm going to tell you what to do because they're not treating the issue. They're masking it. So just listen to me. I got you. And then that's just kind of how it was. So he's just been my doctor for so long. Right. And I can imagine if I feel lost, I can imagine what some of you guys feel as a teacher.
Man, let's get that a round of applause because like I said, you got a mouthful and you're supposed to speak. I already know. And she is co-hosting the show for me until 10 o'clock with me till 10 o'clock. So, I know she like to get to bed early. So she told me that. So I said, all right, we're going to do that. She is a family member, a niece of Dr. Llaila Afrika. I didn't even know. What's so funny when I told you about that last name, Brown? I didn't know his last name was that Brown Energy until we went to visit his brother in Maryland or Baltimore. And he was in the hospital. And I was like, wait a minute, Brown. I said, that's my last name. What's going on? We are family. He said, King, you come from Jamaica. He's so funny. Yeah, that's the Brown from Jamaica. You damn right. And he said, but it's like John Henry Clark used to say, it's nothing but a boat stop. It's nothing but a boat stop. That's all right. It was. They're family here. We family. So I'm honored. I'm honored. And again, Khadijah's in the building, man. Khadijah got the power. She got the power. And I want her to, and in numerology, that Brown name, and your father your uncle supported my book immensely. To this day, anytime you spend money on my books, you're gonna help him also. So, and on the bottom, I want to let people know before I break down her name real quick. On the bottom, I'm scrolling the PayPal and the Cash App. So all donations go to them. For today is Dr. Llaila Afrika's 77th birthday. He would have been 77 today. So please, and the PayPal email is drmelanie16@yahoo.com, and make it out to friends and family, or Cash App, and those for people overseas. And Cash App is $$ Charles Child. That is their publishing company together. And a lot of people don't know that African Holistic Health that you ordering online, he didn't make no money from it after 14 years. This is the one you want. The textbook is the one on his website, and his website is right here. This is the website. Go get all the books and services. Matter of fact, they got a bulk. If you buy on Amazon, you're not going to get the bulk, because you can buy the bulk right now, all 10 of his books for like $160. And this book alone is $45. So if you go online, go to his website right now and go get this book. And he added like an extra 200 page in this one. This one is like 710 pages in this book already, 711 pages. So he did 711. He did the master number. You know what he's doing. That's my man. That's my brother. So go get the textbook of Africa. And I was there when Jamal and them designed the flyer. When they designed the front page of this flyer on this book. I was right there when they was approving it. I was in the house. He had let me stay at the house, and I was staying there every other month to get away from the madness of New York. Thanks to Dr. Afrika, just to heal myself and get stressed. In the house, they'll let me. Dr. Melanie would do an acupuncture on me. They had the sauna inside the house in the Ohio house, and they just gave me my own room and all that kind of stuff, and just let me relax, take me, and I wanted for nothing. It's food, everything was provided for me. Also, while I was there, and anybody that even went there and took a class with them, because remember, he used to invite people to the class and come and study with him. And that was what we all love to do. So family, without shadow of doubt. Let me show y'all this and start playing. But I was saying about her last name, Brown, and his last name. In one system of numerology is the number 9, which is an international number. And on the other system of the name Brown is a 22, which deals with the master builder, which is supposed to make global moves on an international level. And that is what Dr. Afrika did. Even with his resonant energy Brown behind him, he was doing what he's supposed to do. And I know, Khadijah, you're supposed to do the same thing. So I play. So I'm a Brown. You got Charlie Brown, Buster Brown, James Brown, Bobby Brown, Chris Brown. Stop playing with these Browns. Les Brown. You better John Brown's body. You better stop playing with this Brown. You know what I'm saying? Downtown Julie Brown. All of that is up there. Don't play with this Brown. All right now. So I ain't playing with the Brown. All right now. All right, so y'all see what it is up there. Take a snapshot. If you can make a donation for Dr. Llaila Afrika, 77. Everybody says $77. Whatever. $77, $777, whatever you're gonna do, or go to the website and go buy a book. He got the Gullah Geechee book, he got the melanin book, he got the vitamins and minerals book, he got all his textbooks, all of his books, and he got his class. If you want to get the certification class, you go to Dr. Llaila O Afrika, and his wife will answer questions. She won't be on right now, but I will put something on right now before we bring on our first guest. So hold on one second, my beautiful sister, Sister Khadidra, and we're gonna you co-hosting with me for this hour. So let's have some fun. You want to ask them anybody questions? You can ask anybody that come up here a question. Okay. All right. All right. So family, just hold on. I'm gonna come into the front real quick, and I want to start this particular video that Dr. Melanie, although she couldn't make it on, this particular one here is fire. Dun, 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 with Dr. Melanie coming on my show after Dr. Afrika transition. So let me share that screen. I see one of my guests backstage already. My God, they popping up, son. A lot of mercy. And here we go. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I play this particular clip. And this is when Dr. Melanie explained what happened to Dr. Afrika when he was a child. Everybody hold on, listen carefully.
Whatever I'm called to do, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And it's so much. Dr. Afrika, let me tell you something. I just want to broadcast this. You already know it, but Dr. Afrika was a genius.
Yes, he was.
He was a genius.
He was.
He could read a 900-page book and tell you verbatim each word that's in the book, and he could tell you what page it was on after he shut it. When he went to college, he didn't have enough money to buy books. So he would borrow somebody's book and read it and give it back. And the teacher would be like, "Where's your book at?" He said, "I memorized it."
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And they said, "Well, I don't have no money. I had to memorize the book." Dr. Afrika was a genius. Dr. Stevenson was not.
And going right where you just went, I have to go there because it was you, me, and him at Imani's place in Harlem. And you wanted him to tell the story about what happened to him when he was a child. But when he came out of that, I mean, you could touch it real quick, but I know when he came out of that, something happened because he had to remix and learn everything over. And I remember him saying that he just thought that's what you were supposed to know. You're supposed to learn anything. He learned the violin. He learned everything. So, touch on that story real quick because you made him say it. Although we knew from, private conversation, you made him say it in front of the audience that time. Please.
Well, this actually ties into what is now and relevant. And I think you'll understand the fact of him really wanting to experience his private life because everything was so public. So what happened to him is when he was like 13 years old, he was in school and he was going to use the bathroom. Yeah. And it was a couple young men there and one had a gun and he was showing his friend, "Look, I got a gun." And it went off and it hit my husband in his back and it pierced his lungs. Yeah. And they pronounced him dead.
Yep.
And so they called his parents and told him that he had been shot and that he didn't make it. And so they had him in a gurney and they had a toe tag on him. And they took him down to the morgue and there was a doctor down there. And she said, "Is this the young man I heard about?" And the other people, I guess, who was pushing him down, they said, "Yes." She said, "Put that body in my room." Mm-hmm. And so they put the gurney with Dr. Afrika on it, Llaila on it. And she unzipped the bag and she said, "Wow, he's so handsome." Now, this is what he was told. And so she went out. She said, "I need to go out and get something." So I don't know if she was going out to get her gloves or whatever she was going out the room to get. And when she came back into the room, Dr. Afrika was sitting up on the side of the bed.
Wow.
And she was shocked because she was just like,
morgue.
Right, like, what the hey? So she took a personal, liking to Dr. Afrika because it was just a phenomenon you don't see because it had been hours that had lapsed. This wasn't 20 minutes because he was in the morgue.
Yes,
okay, in the bottom of the hospital. So toe tag, family knows. So what she ended up doing, she was trying to figure out what happened. She could not figure out, it was such a phenomenon. So when he got back to his family, he didn't know what a mom was. He didn't know what a dad was. He didn't know. They say, do you want to go play football? And he say, "Football?" And they would laugh at him. Right. And he was like, couldn't understand why his friends was laughing at him or his family members was laughing at him. Everything he would say, they would laugh at him. So what he ended up doing was going to the library, and he read all the works of the history of football. And then his mom used to ask him, "What's on your mind?" And he said, "Mind." And so he read all the works of Sigmund Freud. And so it went on and on and on from there. And that might be a part of where his genius actually came from. Yeah. And he said that he remembered being on the other side. And he said when he was on the other side, I'm just going to say it, he said it was the most beautiful thing he had ever felt. And he was told that he had to come back because he had work to do. Wow. And he was like, "Please, I don't want to go back. This, this is amazing." Like, his experience was so amazing. And he said all he could remember is that he was just, he was up and he was back. All he could remember. But he knew that feeling. And so the process in which we have walked through, you understand, he was ready.
Wow, let's give that a round of applause, man. Yo, that story there, I tell you, Khadija, I know you're his niece. I don't know if you heard that story, but I know you must have heard that story. That was back in the day when he got shot. Yeah. When he got shot as a child. I know you heard that story.
My grandmother didn't tell it to us like, as nicely as she did. She put it really in good terms. But now it really explains why my grandmother was so protective over him, because my grandmother was his oldest sister and he was the baby. So she was so like protective over him, and he was so attached to her. And now it all makes sense why they were so tight. Like I can now it makes sense.
They put all the pictures will come together. I like when they the family. How did you feel when you heard that story? Before I bring on my next guest, how do you feel when you heard that story? Because you're my co-host today.
That was the way she put it. In terms like, they just told us like he was shot when he was younger. They never really kind of told us the whole story and how it played out and things like that. But once again, that was prior to my time. So when it got to my time, it was just kind of like, when you're growing up, he's like your weird uncle. You know what I mean? Like the uncle where we're all sitting at the table and he's eating okra and a pear. And and then he's like, "Oh, you want some of this?" Like, you got what I'm saying? It's like
I understand. And y'all eating everything else. He not eating none of that. He just looking at y'all like, whatever.
He'll go in and then he'll tell us about these things. Like I can tell you stories all like stuff. All day. It's like it's looking like, "Oh, this is your weird uncle." But now I'm like, I wish I remember. Like, come here, let me test your piss. Right, this is what we used to tell us when we were little. Now I'm like, I'm about to send you some piss right now. Can you test it for me? like I'm gonna send you some feces too. Okay, can you test that? Tell me what's going on. Right, when you're growing up, you're like, "Grandma, he's going crazy." But now it's like you're begging him to do it. Like, can you just tell me what's going on?
Right. Wow. Well, let's give that a round of applause, because I remember trying to bring him on a show in Harlem, and I said, "Doc, are you doing any urine tests?" He said, "No, because I'm pissed off with black people, King. So I'm not going to do any piss tonight." And that's how Dr. Afrika spoke. So without any further ado, because I know this sister got children, I see Mama Ellen, I see Quiet Storm, two students of Dr. Afrika. So I'm going to bring both of them on because I want to keep the show moving, because everything is kind of moving fast. Let's bring on the one and only Mama Ella in the building. And Alexa, a.k.a. Quiet Storm, in the building.
Yes.
And wait a minute. I see another one, Malika, in the building. Oh, we got other students. We got other students coming in. Oh my gosh, this is great. I got all the women. I love this. This is my thing now. I love these women. Woo, I'm already now. I'm gonna swim in this. I'm swimming. That's King Climate Girl. That's what we do. First of all, thank y'all very much. Hey, somebody got an echo back there. I got to get somebody turn off their echo. Somebody got to turn off something, because that echo. Woo! All right, now look at here. How y'all feeling?
I'm wonderful.
Oh, yeah. What
Fantastic.
happened? Malika just disappeared. What happened, Malika? Okay, how you doing? Yeah. Well,
greetings, peace and love to everyone.
We got some veterans in here. Of course, we got Malika Ali and Mama Ella, and then we got, of course, Quiet Storm. I met Quiet Storm at Dr. Afrika's house, and while I was staying there, so that's interesting. But
Yes.
Let me start because my time was okay. Malika, I'm gonna deal with you first and then moving it, but y'all gonna stay right here. Malika, what's up? What's up? Meet Khadijah. His beautiful niece is here with us. All of y'all to meet Malika, Khadijah.
What a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
And peace and love to everyone on the show. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, my dear. And I'm thank you that you came through and was able to make it through. Now, Malika, you love Baba Africa. You've said it in different lives. You've studied a multitude of different people. But Dr. Africa did something very special for you one time when you wanted to learn his course. Tell that story again, and then go into what are you doing to continue the legacy, because this theme of this particular program is the African holistic health mission continues in all of us. So let's talk about that and what you're doing, Sister Malika, please. And then we're going to go to the rest.
Well, I had the pleasure and the honor to be taught by Dr. Afrika and his wonderful wife, Dr. Melanie Stevenson.
Yes.
In my home, actually in my home. So there was one-on-one interaction. It was completely life-changing for me. I had always had a natural interest, a natural inclination for holistic health. And when I read his work, I was totally impressed and amazed by his genius and his brilliance. And so, of course, I read more and more, and it was apparent to me that I needed to be under his tutelage. And I reached out to him, and he definitely, told me about his class. And I believe at the time the class was actually full. He was doing the class in New York, and it was full. And he said, well, you can attend the next one. And I asked him, I said, well, when will the next class be? And he put me on hold for a second, and he got back on the phone, and he said, Malika, how would you like if I came to your home and taught you? And I was floored.
Wow.
And he came that weekend, and he and I and Dr. Melanie Stevenson, his beautiful wife, we locked in for 3 straight days. And he taught me everything I needed to know to establish my own holistic health practice. And one thing that Dr. Afrika and I have in common, in addition to him teaching me about holistic health, is he's also a psychotherapist, as I am too.
That's right.
And he was very passionate about mental health. And that definitely appealed to me. My mother was a psychologist, and my daughter, who's a sophomore in college, is studying psychology. So she's going to be the 3rd generation psychotherapist. So it's just beautiful how everything came into divine order and everything was just perfectly aligned. And it's one thing I want to say, and then of course I'm open to any questions you may have. But Dr. Afrika, and I'm not sure whether this is emphasized enough, but I'm going to say this. Please. He is the leading authority on African holistic health in the world.
Make it plain. Make it plain. Please make it plain. Thank you very much.
He's not just a top scholar.
That's right.
He's not just a famous naturopathic doctor. He is the leading authority on the subject and practice of African holistic health. Number one.
That's right.
No one tops Dr. Afrika. And I just, I've always given him his flowers when he was here.
That's right.
And I'm still going to sing his praises. And to answer your last question in terms of what I'm personally doing to perpetuate the legacy, is what I do every day. I serve the people.
That's right.
And I try my very best to edify them about proper eating, natural healing. Dr. Afrika he always advocated that we should heal naturally without allopathic medicine. And that is something that I definitely emphasize, and I teach my clients how to take responsibility for their own health, to not allow doctors to have total control over your health. You're supposed to assume full responsibility for what you consume mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And so healing is within our personal purview. That's our birthright, to be healthy, to live healthy, and to heal ourselves. So that's the message that I strive to convey to our people every day.
All right, let's get that around. That's your website right there. That's your website. That's right.
Yes.
All right, just want to make sure. Make sure. Now, don't go nowhere. I want you to still right here. Before I want to make bring up Mama Ella, and then I'm gonna bring in Quiet Storm, because everybody's in a time screen, but everything was like discombobulated. But Mama Ella in the building. What's up, Mama Ella in the building? That's our website, www.samorisherb.com. And of course, we just had MalikaAli's.com up here. And Mama Ella, tell them about your story and what's going on. Of course, you got his niece right here listening, and she's just enamored with what's going on. So she loves the energy. So talk about it.
The thing about it, hello, greetings everyone. The thing about it that just like struck my nerves in a sense was what the niece just said, Khadijah, about him testing urine. Like, it's not about knowing him, it's the seed of knowledge that he implemented in each and every one of his students. As a student of Dr. Afrika, not only was I able to teach multiple people or hundreds of people urinalysis, the lip diagnosis, the hair diagnosis, the face diagnosis, the foot diagnosis, the eye diagnosis, different forms of diagnosis. And not only that, I will be teaching my children when they get to that particular age, where now his legacy still goes on.
Yes.
Even the a lot of people fail to forget about even the shoe story. The shoe story is another diagnosis where he taught us, like, if the tip of your shoe is ran down, that means you have nerve issues. Always in a hurry, always in a rush, neurotic issues.
Yes, exactly.
If it is worn down in your heel, you have lower back issues. There's lower back problems going on right there, kidney issues. If it is the outer foot, sneaker, if it's the outer sneaker that is worn down, that is liver, and the inner is sexual organs, you see, or even like which one is it? Excuse me, the intestines. That's the word I'm looking for. Is your intestines in the outer of the shoe. So even a simple diagnosis like that is something that he taught us, that you can just help to heal somebody naturally. And it's like you take people for granted, but the little things like this is vital for life.
Yes.
Like, I've taught, so remember, I don't know if you remember when I used to do my classes, my holistic health classes, teachings from Dr. Afrika. I would do it every month. I've done so many different things from different segments throughout my practice, but I was once doing an monthly online class based on Dr. Afrika's teaching.
That's right.
That's right. And I've taught, and those are some of the things that I've taught: simple diagnosis to help you and your family get well.
Exactly. And but before we move on, let's get that a round of applause. Of course, my dear. She be doing it. I remember when I brought her on to speak, man, she was so hood.
Yes.
I think you had
all the way.
You had no pigtails. You had two. I'm like, she was just going in like this. Going in. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm getting dizzy. She but it was at the Marcus Garvey Center in Brooklyn, New York, and
I need to see that. I need to see that.
I don't even know if I remember if I had where my video
so
for that.
Long ago.
Yeah, it was so long ago. But you know, I'm so happy that
yes.
you got his classes before he even did the book. You and Malika, I think y'all had it before y'all did the classes before the book was even produced, right? The holistic diagnosis. Before. Yes, I think. Let me bring on Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm, what's up, girl? Where you at? Give me some volume. Now I met Quiet Storm.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, girl?
What's going on?
You in the car, huh? What you doing? You in the Georgia area?
I am. I'm actually traveling. I'm on a business trip.
Okay.
Right now in Georgia.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
I met you and Ro there at that time and I remember when he sat me down on the couch and told both of y'all to examine me. This is what Dr. Afrika told them to do.
Yes.
I said, okay, Doc, what I gotta do? Take off my clothes? What I gotta do? What's happening? Because there's two women. I'm with them.
Right.
Let's do this.
We tag team King Simon that day.
I had a good time. They was looking at my tongue, my eyes, all kinds of stuff. I loved it. It. So tell them about your experience with Dr. Afrika. I know you're on the road. I'm not going to keep you too long, but tell them about your experience with Dr. Afrika, please. Before.
So as Brother King Simon had stated, I had taken my course with Dr. Afrika at his house.
Yes.
I made the trek from Maryland all the way to Indiana. Straight by myself. I stayed about 3 days, 3.5 days. Met up with another young lady that flew in from California. So we had both coasts coming together. And Brother King Simon had came in, and Dr. Afrika had started us all on different days as far as the lessons go. Because I was there first, I started ahead, and by the time King Simon had came and Rome, you know, I had a little bit under my belt per se as far as the knowledge, but it was a once in a lifetime opportunity that we got to hands-on, in your face, wake up. Now I tell you one thing.
Yes.
If it's anyone out there that can teach, right? You also look for teachers who also practice what they preach, right? Dr. Afrika was someone who woke up, was militant. He had military experience, but he walked the talk. He talked the walk, walked the talk. He did all that, right? So he was a living example of what he was trying to get Black people and African descendants to learn and to understand about healing holistically with your body.
Yes.
And you know, you had to see it. The proof was in the pudding, and he showed it. And he made sure, even with what stood out to me was learning about the mixing of different type of foods and the chemicals within foods, and how you should wait a few hours after eating certain type of foods or signature foods or whatnot. And
everything
he did it. Like, he was on his routine. This man was more healthier than I was, I can tell you that much. And like, he was gung-ho. So if you wanted to get your life together and turn your life around holistically, he was definitely the example, because he walked in his truth, and he shared his knowledge, all his knowledge.
He shared
so
his knowledge.
You know, it's one thing I loved about him. He was about it.
Exactly.
You know, and he gave it to you black and white, no cut cards.
Right.
This is how it is. And if you don't got it, why? Well, then, you know, you're only doing your own self a disservice. Just, you know, and what ended up inspiring me is to share, you know, my experience with that I had with Dr. Afrika. And usually get people who give you kickback. Oh, holistic healing, it's too much money. It's always some excuse, right? Like, all of us been through some type of diet or some type of fad, whatnot, to try to get quote unquote healthier, but not really understanding that the main culprit is sugar. It's white sugar.
Yes.
And, you know, just learning how the food industry has done such a intricate job of trying to keep us unhealthy.
Yes.
You know, so being with Dr. Afrika, with Dr. Afrika showed me, it opened my eyes to a lot of things holistically. What I tend to do to the naysayers or people who make up excuses is that, how is it that you take care of your car better than your own body? You know what I'm saying? People put in the best gas, people put in the top-notch oil change, they go to Jiffy Lube or they go wherever, and they get the top of the line, whatnot. You have to flush your car, you have to flush your engine. Nobody does that with their own body. Everything as above, so to below. Everything that was created in the world. I'm going off on a tangent. Okay, guys. I'm so passionate about this because it's to show people or give them a different perspective that everything in the world was created from your own body and how it operates.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna put the best gas in your car, put the best type of water in your body. Flush it out, purge yourself. Exactly. It led me on a different path where I was doing water fast. Yes. I started leading water fasting groups. I even went into dry fasting. Yes. All right, I've done that several times. So it really showed me a lot more than just learning about how the body works. It went off on a whole nother plane there. But just think about that. If you ever come across someone who is giving excuses about, something costs too much, and you need to really question why things are so cheap. Right. Anyway, people take care of their houses and their cars better than their own body. They don't do the same thing. They go and get it washed every week. They buff it, they clean it, but they don't do anything for their internal so that it also reflects on the outside, So, yes. That's how I put it to people. But my experience with Dr. Afrika
was beautiful.
Changed my life. Meeting Dr. King Simon was like life-changing. We started doing shows together.
Yes, astrology.
I went on a spiritual path. Yeah, it just took off, and people fed off that energy, and it ended up replacing that old circle that I had that was weighing me down, holding me back, giving too much, giving advice that wasn't for my good, for my better, for my well-being and all that. So Dr. Afrika basically showed me you have to take care of yourself, forget anybody else, the naysayers and all that,
and keep
do what you can to save this one vessel that you have, because that's all you have.
That's right. Well, let's get a round of applause. That's your website right there, quietstormastrology.com still, right? That's still your website?
It's QS Astrology.
Oh, it's
QS Astrology.
Okay.
Also,
QS
yes.
Okay,
also, one more thing. Also, all this, the whole water fasting and dry fasting, learning holistic healing from Dr. Afrika inspired my mother as well to begin going into the holistic products. And we would go to Everlasting Life out here in Maryland and do their Renaissance, and teach about holistic healing and proper ways to take care of yourself. And I always reference Dr. Afrika.
And what's your mother's website again? Because she still deals with the herbs. So let's pick that up real quick.
So she is on Etsy. For all those who are on Etsy, etsy.com, etsy.com/, it's Better Health Shop.
Better
Health Shop. So yes.
I remember you used to advertise with me.
Products, yes. We also had shows before. Hopefully we get back on again.
Yes.
Once the weather warms up a little bit. So go to Etsy, Better Health Shop. And we're also on Instagram as well. I'm on Instagram, QS Astrology. I do natal charts. But all around holistic healing. So
I'll let you know when I'm coming to the DMV, because I'm supposed to be speaking at what's his face? Of course, Everlasting Life. I'm supposed to, Dr. Baruch. I'm supposed to be speaking at there. So I'm going to be bringing some people. So we're going to have a good time over there in the day. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much for coming on. I'll talk to you. All right, Quiet Storm?
Okay. All right. Take care.
One love. That's right. That's it. That was Quiet Storm in the mother flipping building.
I like that. I like what you said. Something she said. It reminded me of something he used to say. Anything that's white ain't right. White flour, white sugar, salt, like anything that's white ain't right. I used to be white people, like
that's
you know
right.
what I mean. So I just like
no, that's what I told her. Hey, you sound just like him. That's right. Now, come on, King. You know anything that's white ain't right. You know that, right? Yes, sir. Yes, I did, sir. Yeah. Get rid of white folks. Yes, sir. Let's do that. Dr. Afrika. Now, if y'all want to hang out, ever bring or y'all got to leave. What's going on with the rest of y'all? I don't know. What's up with you, Malika, and y'all cool? Y'all cool, Malika?
If there's any more questions, I'm more than willing.
Well, I'm bringing on so many people, so I just want to make sure y'all got.
You have more. Okay.
Yeah, of course, I got more people. But don't move. I know. I see Joshua. Joshua, where you at? I see Joshua back there. Joshua Sarah. Let's bring some male energy in the building. And I see also iridologist Dr. Sharika Moore in the building. Oh yeah, that is Dr. Shakira. I keep on saying. Now I'm messing up. I was all this time. I was good. Dr. Shakira Moore in the building. Iridologist in the building. I'm saying Sharika. That's my old Brooklyn tongue. I'm Shakira. Yeah. First of all, I see Joshua in the building. What's up, Josh? How you been, my brother?
I'm full of life, brother. I appreciate you having me in the space, man, to, sharing the honor and the celebration. I'm feeling great. It's good to see you, sis. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you. You're going to be my children's math teacher.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to hook them up.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now we've had a lot of sisters. So Dr. Shakira, forgive me. Let me just put my brother on real quick and make my brother Joshua, because he's in Florida now. He in the warm spots. That's what I'm talking about. Because we up in these norths here. We bugging. But he said, I'm coming back down. I was down there for a few seconds, but I'll be back down there. Josh, what was your experience with Dr. Afrika? Yeah, look at you, brother.
It's a little chilly down here. It's a little chilly, but way warmer than what y'all got going on.
You're in Miami, right?
Yeah, right.
It's chilly? Right. Oh Lord, no, not it's Miami. Chilly. Oh no.
I got on a jacket, but I got on flip flops too. So I mean, what
I'm
not really complaining. I'm not really complaining.
I don't even eat chili. So I can't. So we know what this is. My brother, first of all, thank you very much. That's your website, joshuasara.com. Great author, great book writer, great graphic artist. If you want graphics done, he did the graphics for my book. So y'all know what it is. Matter of fact, all of them, man. I think it's all like 2 or 3 of them, right? You did graphics for, I think. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did like 2 books. Yeah,
2 or 3 books. So you did for Melanie when you did for Hooked Up for Melanie also when we did our book. And you said you did the flyer. You said you did this flyer, correct? This is the flyer you did?
No, it was the Nicholas Brooklyn flyer you put up.
Oh yeah. That's right. I'm right. She did tell me you did this flyer. Nicholas, but big up to
Nicholas. That one right there.
On. Big up to Monique. Monique is on. So big up to Monique. I seen her put say something.
Monique.
So Josh, bring the energy, because you know how Doc is from a scientific perspective, and you're a mathematician, of course. My mathematician. Right. Let's get that correct. And you dropped it like it's hot in the math sequences. So tell us about your experience with Dr. Afrika. I see somebody else in the background. A surprise I'm going to be bringing up. Tell your experience about Dr. Afrika, you and Dr. Afrika back in the day, brother. Come on, please.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best job to keep it brief, because that's a brother I can talk about for days on end, the impact that he's had, massive impact. Just to start off with it, I met him in 2001, but I had been watching his videos, reading his book, and I went to a lecture of his, and I got up in line to ask a question, and I just really respected the way he answered the question, because I essentially asked, if I'm walking out every day into the public spaces, and like I walk in the door and it's an automatic door, it's shooting me with a beam. I go into the bathroom, it's shooting me with a beam. I use the sink, it's shooting me with a beam. I'm breathing the air, it's polluted. I'm drinking the water. I asked him, with all that being the case, can you actually be healthy right now? And I respect it, because he didn't say no, but he told me all the things I could do to combat those things that I just listed, right? Because I say that I respect it, because it's a lot of times where when people come into their knowledge and they're wanting to grow, people can say things that really discourage them. If you're not careful with people, it's like a baby. You got to be careful on how you feed them, right? So that they can actually digest it and grow an appetite for the bigger things. And so when I asked that question, Yeah, he basically said, nah, bro, you can't be healthy. But he didn't say it straight like that. He just went straight into what you can do to balance it out. Like, yeah, you got this thing, you got this thing, you got this thing. But then he also said, that's a really good question. And I appreciated that because I could see Dr. Afrika getting annoyed with Black people a lot of times. It was really funny because I'm gonna just be flat with it, man. We family, we act like children sometimes, and he was really, having an expectation of adulthood out of us. You know what I mean? And so the thing that I really want to tap into as far as what I really want to point out about his value, because his brilliance is unquestioned. His brilliance is unmatched. I was glad to hear the stories that his niece told. Shout out to you, sis. And what Dr. Melanie Stevenson said as well. Like, I knew the story, but not that in depth. And I was like, wait, what? So that put a lot of things into context, because when I first was watching his videos, it was really dry. He would be sitting at a table lecturing, maybe have a little piece of paper that he would hold up, and he was really awkward seeming. And so hearing the story from his niece was like, oh, he really was that awkward uncle guy. Like, that's how he felt. And I liked him watching him. I was like, yo, dude's mad awkward, but he is dropping gems. Like, his science is crazy. So I would just be fascinated by how brilliant he was. And I would just laugh at how awkward he was. Like, yo, people cannot watch this. People are really. And so I loved his progression as he learned how to kind of entertain his audience, you know what I mean, and keep them engaged. And he talked about that, having to develop that technique, because we need commercial breaks because of the way our brains are and the way our psychology is set up and our chemistry is set up. He was like, I can't just deliver the information straightforward. They actually just will plop out, you know what I mean? So he became quite a character, you know what I mean? But with that being said, he did develop a character. But once you knew him on the personal side, man, that's literally the example. You know what I mean? He's the example. He is the example of integrity. That's the word I really want to drop and be like, and it goes back to what Quiet Storm was saying in terms of like how he walked that talk and talked that walk. Like,
yes, he did.
The things that came out of his mouth was integral. You know what I mean? He really lived it. He really showed it. And so as a Black man who is walking in this life of, I want to help my people, and I'm looking around for elders to look up to follow in some footsteps and get some footnotes so that I can, make my contribution. They're seldom, they're far and few in between, the ones who really have that integrity. The real ones who are really real and ain't gonna say, bullshit, who ain't a cult leader, who ain't an influencer, who ain't just trying to rob you, who ain't just a pastor in the cultural community.
He didn't want to be your leader. He didn't want to be your leader. He just wanted to help.
Want to be your leader. And that man, I love that about him. He would not let people, like, he would shut it down. Like, nah, son, save yourself. I can give you some tools. Save yourself. I'm not here for that. And that right there, that's why I will love him till the end of applause and beginning of forever.
I gotta give him a round of applause for that. Gotta give him a round of applause.
He wouldn't let that happen. And it's a lot of people out here who do let that happen, who want that to happen, who use that as a source of income. And I always highly, super, ultra loved and respected him because he showed up in that capacity. He was, for me, one of the most brilliant shining stars, if not in my lifetime. You know what I mean? In terms of like the brilliant people who are making contributions, and for him to be so grounded and so unwilling to let anybody fantasize him and pedestal him. He made sure to equalize us and empower people as he did this superhuman walk around us. I used to say he was a walking university because, and I think that's almost a downgrade from what he really was, but that's the best language I had at the time. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But, I really appreciate the limited time I had. I feel a little bit envious of hearing the people who got to actually go spend time at the house, because I took class with him 3 times. I brought him down to West Palm to teach classes in West Palm. Yes, so I definitely got to spend plenty of time with him. And of course, all the stuff we did in New York, great building with this brother. Man. He was like a prime example, man. And so I'm just forever thankful. Like my daughter is named Llaila because she was in the womb the second time I took his class.
That's right.
And it wasn't really naming her after him. I was just looking for names. And she was born at night. That's what Llaila means. It's born at night and the power of night. And she was born at night. And it just hit right that she was in the belly while we was taking class. Like, this little girl's name is Llaila. It's on and popping. So,
man. That's a powerful story. No, that's a powerful story. That's his website, family, joshuasauerrod.com. I want Dr. Shakira to come on because Dr. Shakira is an iridologist, and that was one of his specialties also. And like I said, on a numerous about of interviews, I told people that, that there was only 3 iridologists that looked in my eyes. That was Dr. Llaila Afrika, Polite's wife, former wife, Anuket, and because she studied under Dr. Afrika, and this sister right here, Dr. Shakira Moore. Give her a round of applause. She's in the building. Dr. Shakira Moore in the building. And before you start talking, darling, let me just bring this guest on because I want to make sure he's in the building. One of our dear brothers and elders, the one, the only Lloyd Strayhorn is in here. Lloyd, what's up, Lloyd?
Hey, how you doing?
Lloyd, hold on one second. Let Dr. Shakira do her thing and talk. Go ahead, Please. Dr. Shakira. Tell us about your journey, what you've done as far as with your iridology and your work.
I'm sorry, King Simon. I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt, but I do have to go, and I just want to say peace and love to the family. Thank you for having me. This has been a beautiful program. Long live Dr. Afrika.
Let me hit you up because remember, you and Ella's coming out for the tribute, the physical tribute in Georgia. So don't forget that we're going to do it for Dr. Afrika because he transitioned on the 21st. So we're going to do something out here in Georgia for that. All right. So we're going to deal with that. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to talk to y'all. You out of here too, Ella? You out of here too, Ella?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, family.
I'll see y'all later. All right. Peace. All right. All right. Those are my 2 sisters, man. They're going to be out here with us. Dr. Shakira, so what's up, the iridologist superstar? What's up? Talk about it.
Absolutely, yes. I have to start off by saying, if it wasn't for Dr. Llaila Afrika's book, The Holistic Self-Diagnosis, I've used that a lot in my own, when I was learning iridology through the school I went to. Now, the school I went to, the Trinity School of Natural Health, it was pretty much on my own. A lot of it I learned on my own, and I learned through Dr. Llaila Afrika's teachings in his book. And I remember when I went to his event at Nicholas, Brooklyn, about 6 years ago, and my book was all beat up, and I asked him to sign it, and he was like, I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it's all crumbled." And he said, "No, that's all right. That means that it's used." That means you're using it. So exactly. Just so thankful and grateful. I never had a chance to actually study under him and in that close proximity as the sisters that spoke prior, but I always said he was my mentor from afar. But I studied under Trinity School of Natural Health. A lot of it was self-taught. A lot of it I got my certification, as Dr. Llaila Afrika said. He got his papers for the information Negroes. That's where I first learned that term from. So I've been studying iridology, I want to say, for the last 6 years now. It's been an amazing journey. I remember when I first started, it took me a while, to look at the iris and, capture certain markings and record it and figure out what it was. And now I'm able to just look at it for about maybe a minute or two, and I'm able to kind of pinpoint what's going on with a person's health. So I've grown a lot, constantly still mastering this art. And I'm so happy to, be here to speak on iridology and what Dr. Llaila Afrika has given to us, this gift of, looking into the eyes and the hands, the feet, the face, to really, detect dis-ease on that higher level that, we go to doctors and they're not able to pinpoint. And right. So, with iridology, it's, right away. That's so, right. Give thanks for, having me on. And, I really appreciate it. I remember, meeting him. He signed my book. He signed his book that I bought to my daughter. And I've had his books. My mother and my grandmother had his books before I was born. So it was like already, in the household when I was little. And as I got older, I'm like, what is this? So I already, was, being prepped for iridology, for holistic healing. So, just gratitude.
So work. It's all about that work. Khadija, you have any questions to ask? And I see Kafunya in the background. I'm going to have to bring her on too. I see Sister Kafunya. She's also a student. And Lloyd is here. If you have any questions, of course, Lloyd, Baba Lloyd. What's up, Lloyd? How you doing, sir?
Hi, how you doing, everybody?
And Khadija, hold on. I mean, I see Kafunya. Kafunya, you ready? I'm going to put you up in the background, bring you up, Kafunya. You look like your camera's going in and out. I don't know what's happening, but let me make sure Lloyd's website is here. And Kafunya, what's up, girl? How you doing? How you doing, Kafunya?
I'm thankful.
What's up, Sister Kafunya? How you doing? There's Sister Kafunya in the building. Oh, Brooklyn in the house, y'all. You moved to Jersey now. Hold on 1 second, Sister Kafunya. Let me just make sure, Lloyd, what's happening, brother? How you been, brother? Because I know you got a story because you're a musician, and we of course, Dr. Afrika is the one that published our books also together. So let's talk about it, my brother.
Well, one of the things I want to say was I was very intrigued and impressed with what the brother was saying there in Palm Beach, how he knew. Dr. Afrika was one of those kind of rare exceptions if you understood who you met.
Yes.
And call him a man of few words. He would be direct and to the point. And if you were having breakfast and eggs and pancakes and syrup in front of him, by the time he broke that down to you, okay?
His niece is up there saying yes.
Nobody could do it like him.
Yes.
No one.
I could just tell you, Lloyd, when I remember I might have been like 13 years old. This is complete honestly. This is the first lesson I learned from him, right? The first lesson I learned from him is why we do not chew gum. That's the first lesson I learned. And it broke it down to the point where I haven't chewed gum since I was like 13 years old. And even if I do chew gum, it's a reason why I'm chewing the gum, because it's a part of the digestion system, right? Like people like and this is 13 years old and you're sitting at a lecture and like it's so much information he's giving you, but that was the one thing that I walked away and he was like, you're on it. I was like 13, he was like, you're on it. You know what I mean?
Amen to that. Dr. Afrika was just such a, you don't get to meet too many people on that level. I mean, we meet tons of people, and to me, everybody is special, the way I look at it. Spiritually, we're all divinely special.
Right.
But I would say that Dr. Afrika was exceptionally special. I'll put it at that point, like that. And not only that, he could back up what he said through the body of work through his books.
Yes.
Okay?
That's right.
So don't take his words or some of I know I see now some of the reels that's coming up on the internet of some of his pieces or interviews he's done. But when you read, and then I'm blessed to be at his house, okay? Spent several days there on a couple of occasions. His wife, Dr. Melanie Stevenson, is great. And let me give praises to this sister. Let me tell you about you women, how dynamic y'all are. Okay, get y'all straight a second. Think y'all don't need no man up in here, okay? I know not y'all, but the point being around that Dr. Afrika's book, I got one of his older books. This is one of his older books.
That's one of first. Yeah, and that was designed by Mashindu. That cover was designed by Mashindu.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's the old one. Yes.
What to Mashindu. This book all of a sudden went to rest.
Yes.
And it was because of his wife, Dr. Melanie Stevenson, through Charles Publishing.
That's right.
She revived all his works. And then it shows from this time up until this is what I'm saying. Okay? And I mean, when you read it, it's you're just amazed at his knowledge of just about everything you can imagine.
Oh, Kafunya got her certification from Dr. Afrika right there, hanging up. What's up, Kafunya?
And I have no less than about 7 of his books autographed in my special collection.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, and to spend a couple of occasions at his home in Indiana with him and his wife.
Yes.
And hang out, and he played the piano and I played flute, and we were talking. I mean, it's just nice. But he was just always very direct, a man of few words. When he spoke with purpose.
That's right.
He just didn't throw words around to sound cute, sound good. He just went. And
it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is.
And I remember one day when I was in Indiana, we was in his living room. You know how big it is, right?
Yes.
I'm sitting on the couch. He's on one end, and he started reading my health from across the couch. I said, "Whoa."
Yep.
I mean,
the walk.
I mean, just a person that and it just shows how dynamic we are as a people.
Yes.
And he is among the many gifts that we all possess.
Yes. Yes.
And he was an exceptional gift. No question.
No doubt.
And I feel blessed to know him, like all of you. See, this is how I did. Whoever I meet, there's a reason why I meet you. But to know him in Indiana at his home on a couple of occasions, here in Brooklyn and Harlem, at the Nicholas Brooks in Brooklyn. So it was just nice, very nice, very, very nice.
Yes. Now give that a round of applause. Now, California, I know Joshua's here. I don't know, Josh, you all right, brother? You all right over there? I just want to make sure you all right. You all right?
I will have to head out.
I hear a lot of background noise.
Yeah,
but
we cool.
What I wanted to say. Okay. Greetings and salutations to each and every one. And, today is a very auspicious day because today is my birthday of the son that I birthed.
Oh, yeah. Get that a round of applause.
January 27th.
January 27th.
Wow. Not realizing that it's also Dr. Llaila O Afrika's birthday. So I say, wow, this is like, let me tell you, I brought my certificate. I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah, we can see it, yes.
But it's the Holistic Therapies and Education Center. And this was presented to me in February 2013. Certified Holistic Nutritional Consultant and beyond. Well,
Right.
And see, Dr. Afrika don't play. Dr. Afrika don't play. If you studied under him, you were official as you could get it.
That's right. So
the fact that Brother Joshua invited him to Palm Beach on a couple of occasions, I know he speaks with authority. If he dealt with Brother Afrika.
Exactly. And I learned.
Were you certified in Brooklyn?
Huh?
Yes.
Was you certified? I remember coming to a class and you was in the class and I was the specimen of the class and you guys assessed me. This was
I've never went to any of his personal class. We just done lectures together. But
he's talking to California, Lloyd. He's talking to California.
Sorry. Got it.
When I was younger, it was every time he would come to New York, I would make it my business to attend. To meet, and I remember you, Queen, because you had a beautiful white garb on. You had a head wrap. I'm pretty good with memories, right? I don't remember
that's beautiful,
but I'm good with faces. And I remember your face, and you guys were assessing me as a student. So Lloyd, like you said, he can sit across from the room and read you. That's something that I've never had with him. You know how you're fearful to talk to your elders. I told that man the truth because I knew there was nothing that
it would
he
make
could
no
not
difference
see.
no way if you're live. So,
Exactly. So you might as well just tell him the truth. If you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, so you might as well just tell him. So that's kind of what it was. Like, I loved our relationship, and I love the fact that everybody that coming on, they were just in tune with that, right? Like that, your relationship that he had, it wasn't like, it was just, he made that impression upon you. It was
real.
Yeah,
it was real. It was real. And even his wife, she embraced all of us and made sure that we knew what we were talking about and what we were doing, and doing the assessments. And even myself, Magella, and the other sister,
Malika.
Malika.
Right.
We did all of our assessments together, our internships together.
Oh, wow.
When we had Lapalo,
yes,
Fernando
Fernando,
Lapalo,
the 100 and some years old.
14.
Yeah. 114.
And we did a whole event around that where we assessed.
Yes,
a lot of people came through to that, and that's how we wouldn't get our certification if we didn't do what we were supposed to be doing, because remember, we're carrying his legacy as students,
right?
Yep.
And graduates of his program. So I really, really give thanks to you, King Simon, for not forgetting your sisters.
Yes, I understand.
You wouldn't have heard the end of it, right?
I just love him. Dr. Llaila Afrika is on my altar.
Yes.
So when I pass my altar, I'm saluting him as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because he is very much around. His spirit and his soul is very, very much around. And I just give thanks for, taking the initiative, because I'm a licensed respiratory therapist, but I wanted to go beyond the allopathic medicine, because all they do is they just put Band-Aids on things, and there's always a root cause to everything.
Right.
So, I have his books and everything. So I give thanks. Thank you very much. And Lloyd, I've been recommending people to come to you. I hope you're getting the messages.
Oh, there's a Yolanda on my case right now. I got to get back to her.
And then there's another sister. There's another sister who I gave your number to, and I let them know. Just make sure you told them that Sister Kafunya gave you the number, because I know how. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And Sarah, give thanks. Nice seeing you, my brother.
All right.
And to all the other sisters. So I'm out.
All right, Kafunya. Thank you very much, darling. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much. We'll talk. All right. And wish your son a happy birthday. Go ahead. All right.
Yes,
All right. Bless up.
And I want to say
yes,
one thing also in closing too, as as you can tell, obviously behind me, I'm a lover of books.
Yes.
I'm always a lover of knowledge and wisdom. And to have Dr. Afrika's books in my possession, and I'm talking about the depth of how he wrote these things, the depth of his research, his experience from military and this and that. And I mean, it's almost like if you wrote it, his autobiography is actually in these books.
Yes.
Of what he learned, what he shared, what he's taught. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. So for people who just maybe hear about him, don't take their word for that. Exactly. Read about what he brought to, and thank God for Dr. Melanie Stevenson. God bless her.
Let's get a round of applause because she's maintaining that.
Because that book, the original book that he sold, and his niece, more than likely, that would have probably been it at that time.
Yeah.
Because even though so now what's the whole thing? Cancer coach. I think in your state, my brother, they don't even want to have a Black History Month or some drama or something like that.
No,
so
Black history at all in the school.
All of the things that relate so much to us and the power of who we are would like to be nicely buried or tucked away and forgot about. But that's not going to happen. And it's books like Dr. Afrika and other brothers and the Sabies and all the people we've been blessed to know and meet, it's like, nah, we're not going nowhere. Trust me. I ain't even worried about it.
I mean, I got a picture with Erykah Badu and Dr. Afrika right here on my shirt. So you know that he taught her the doula class. She took the doula class with Dr. Afrika. Remember, he was a midwife teacher. He taught midwives. So people
that's what I'm saying. He was so experienced on. He worked with the mental. The range of his experience. And see, one of the beautiful parts to me is the intimacy of being picked up and driven from the airport to his home, where we could talk. It's just him and I.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that may not make sense, but it's you know what I'm saying?
It makes sense.
Take me to the supermarket, what I need, just
It's that one-on-one.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. One-on-one.
And can I say something about the brother? I wonder. Just point out, man, like because you just pointed out the shirt, right? I always thought Dr. Afrika had bars, right? Like he got quotables for days. He got quotables for days. Like Sister said, if it's white, it ain't right type thing. Like, he's got quotables for days. Yeah. And for me, the most important quotable that he dropped is in the beginning of that Bible that y'all just held up. The African holistic health. That's the Bible of health, man. In it, he says the overlooked revolution. And I was like, what is he about to say? What's the overlooked revolution? And then he said, our health. And I was like, and he said, yeah, we got the politics and the science and the economy and all of this, but if we die and if we keep putting death in our mouth, what good is all of that? And I was like, bro, you done hit some nails right there, like a bunch of nails, like bop, 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 bop. And so I just want to bring that back and make sure that we
but that's
don't
how you roll, though.
That's exactly what he did. Was he started that evolution in us, that spirolution in us to be able to start doing that part of our
Nutricide, Nutricide.
That's not even a part. This is my favorite part of the book. Can you see on the top? Here lies Mr. and Mrs. Negro that ate themselves to death. That's my favorite part.
The irony of how futuristic he was is how the situation is now. Yeah. One of the major concerns, especially in our community, is obesity.
Yes.
If that ain't a reflection of the cover of that book I just saw, Nutricide, you know what I'm saying?
And Lord, each one of everybody that came on, you, Dr. Shakira, of course, Malika, of course, Kafunya, of course, Dr. Sister Samori, Ella Samori, and of course, Joshua, and even his niece, we all had, remember the theme of this, of this show, like I said earlier, was what I said on my on that one, and the African holistic mission continues. African holistic health mission continues in all of us. And before I get into, I think another person is coming up. Joshua just dropped off. Dr. Shakira, you're not being, you wasn't, although you didn't go to a formal class, but you studied through his books and all that. And that's what it's all about, those indirect students, because sometimes even the indirect students get to take it across the world, because I never really officially studied in his class, nor did Lloyd, but we indirectly took what we had to take from this Bible and do what it is. So how are you continuing the journey after you done tore up Brother Rich's show recently? How are you continuing this journey?
It's an amazing journey indeed. Today I had a full packed house in the office, people coming from all over, like Maryland, to get iridology. They've never heard about it before, Brother Rich's show. So I'm very grateful. And just spreading this message, worldwide. We don't have, again, we don't have to wait for doctors to tell us about our health. And that's what, Baba Llaila Afrika, taught us about, that we have to be the masters of our own bodies. I didn't really learn about iridology in depth until I started studying his book. The Trinity School of Natural Health, they touch on a lot. But he touched on, I first learned about the veins of the eye through him. Because they didn't touch on that in school. So in the book, you'll see that he talks about how if certain veins point to a specific area in the iris, it shows that part of the body needs help. I'm like, wow.
Right.
So in my notes, I'm like, wow. So I got a lot from both aspects, but more so Baba Llaila Afrika. And that's around the time I met him. I was in school. I told him I was in school for iridology. He was so, so amazed, that, people I was into iridology, even with another iridologist who's an elder, he's like, this is not a profession or that people just, okay, I'm going to get into iridology. So I'm still, I'm so grateful to have met him and have all his books. The book I love, How to Raise Black Children. What's the title? If I'm getting it correctly, How to Raise According to Their
the Black Children. Yeah, she got it. I got it in my box. But
I got box.
I want to big up Dr. Afrika's son in the building. Big up to Medea Africa in the building. What's up, sir? Big up to him. Okay, I gotta give him a round of applause. Let me give him a round of applause. What's up, bro? What's up? You know how your pops was. You know how it was. This is now Khadijah, this is his son right here, right?
Yes. That's my.
And how you say his name? Medea? How is it? Madia. Big up to Madia. How you doing, sir? I don't know if I met him. If I didn't even get to meet him, when I
think I met him. I know I met one of his sons.
Yeah, I met him I think at National Black Theater. He came, right?
I met one of his sons at his home, I believe.
I met his daughter. I seen his daughter and the grandchildren that passed through. So, give him a round of applause. What's up, sir? What's up? I hope everything is well. You keeping that Africa name going. I like that. I like that, sir.
And I don't know if anyone took like his he did needleless acupuncture.
Yeah, he was needleless.
And he was a certified addictionologist. Like,
yes, he was.
I wanted to hear some of the. I want to hear about that. I've never, studied that, or I've never read it in depth, but that's interesting.
It's all in the back of the book. He says all of it.
This is what I'm saying. The brother was so deep, Dr. Moore, that it was just, the depth of his learning, and with such expertise, and like you're saying, okay, you did something on the eyes, but the veins in the eyes.
That's the book she's talking about.
Where did he get that from?
That's the book, Raising Black Children. That's a good book, comprehensive. I have that book too, Raising Black. Yeah. In fact, I gave it away to somebody who was studying to be a pediatrician. So I wanted them.
No, there's a rule. There's a rule in my family about books. Okay?
Don't give away books.
Don't give books away. Books are friends. That's why they stay on the shelf. They're always there when you need them. You can always
testify, darling.
You can read a book in my house, but you can't take the book away.
Exactly. I had to go buy another one, so I already knew what it was. So
listen,
I gave it to
Lloyd,
him.
you made me feel even special because you said you made him autograph. I used to make him autograph my books to my favorite niece. I used to make him say, "Write to my favorite niece." I said, because you got other nieces, but I need them to know I'm your favorite. And I'm telling my favorite right now.
Of the list, right?
Yeah, if they ain't got a book that say you the favorite, honey, you ain't the favorite. Okay?
Oh wow, his son has said you got me in tears over here. You got me in tears over here, enjoying all the experience, man, bro. Your pops, man. Your pops was something else, man. And I worked with him for 10 to 15 straight years. Of course, I knew about him forever. I knew about Doc forever. I knew about Doc from the 80s because he used to come on Gary Bird's show on LIB, BLS. And the Bob Law and all of them, and of course Lloyd Strayhorn was right there with them. Of course, when they was at Apollo Theater, all of that. I used to be listening. I didn't even come to the Apollo yet, and then I came down to the Apollo. I think it was to see Shahrazad Ali or something. I just had to be in Apollo, because of her. And she loved Dr. Afrika. I connected them to talk to each other over the phone, and he sent her his new book. He sent her the new book, this one here, the text, because she had the old one, and he was helping her out with certain health issues too, because he also helped the nation and a lot of people in the nation. So a lot of people don't know he was there. He treated the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's brother was one of his clients. So a lot of people don't even know that. Dick Gregory was one of his clients. Queen Afua was one of his best friends. Dick Gregory, Yeah, go ahead, Khadijah, go ahead.
When he teaches, and we're like, when he says names, and I was just talking to my cousin earlier, and we were talking about like when he was teaching Erykah Badu, and he's like, this Erykah,
he didn't know who they was.
He's not hip. He doesn't know. And he's like, this Erykah Badu, like I don't know. And we're like, oh my God, like can I meet her? You know what I'm saying?
No, Dr. Afrika can be very blasé. Okay, trust me. That's his skill set, being very blasé and sarcastic to throw it in too, if you mess with him.
And his music, he backed a lot of bands, and he wouldn't go and party with everybody. He was been back a lot of comedians. That's where he got a lot of comedian stuff. He was a lot of backing bands for those comedians. He was a part of that because he played the piano proficiently, the violin proficiently. He was and of course Lloyd used to play with him. Talk about it, Lloyd.
See, that was the first time. I didn't know on my first trip to his home.
Yes, I know.
As we talking to call on that one-on-one about all that musical experience he played the band, I said, well, I played flute. So my second trip back there, you know what? I brought my flute, okay? So we can have a mix and match up in there.
I remember going to Dr. J's house in Pittsburgh. He's a practitioner of martial arts. He was practicing. I think he was into jujitsu. And Dr. Afrika and him, he was a piano player. So both of them would just practice different riffs on the piano at the house, and they just be doing their thing and jump on their thing. Okay, I'm just doing a little something. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna do this. I said, okay. I'm gonna stay here. Me and the wife is just dancing and hanging out. What they doing? I said, look at this. This is, and he was coming to speak. Him and Dr. Melanie was coming to speak in Pittsburgh. So big up to that whole Pittsburgh. Matter of fact, we was at the music school where your uncle's picture was posted up, Mr. Strayhorn himself, Billy Strayhorn. Bobby Strayhorn or Billy Strayhorn?
Billy Strayhorn.
Billy Strayhorn. Another excellent musician. He used to teach out of that place also back in the day.
He was born in Pittsburgh.
He was born in Pittsburgh, yeah. So I was like, yo, when they took me to this music house, and then I see, wait a minute, this is Billy Strayhorn. Isn't this related? This guy related to Lloyd?
Yeah, he was born on November 29th.
Yeah, ain't that something? Wow.
Yes, that was his birthday.
And
Duke Ellington was born April 29th.
29th, exactly. And
they were both born on the same date, the 29th of the month.
And what's so funny, Doc taught himself the piano. He learned how to read music and all that stuff. And that's after all of what he went through, you know, from being, if you heard Dr. Melanie's story, Lloyd, about him being shot as a child. I know you remember that.
Yeah,
story.
Yeah, at age 11.
Yeah, age 11, 13, between those ages. Yeah. So it was deep. And I'm just proud that we all got a chance to experience them in any way we can, man. And, you know, I was expecting the blue pill to come on, and somebody from Canada, one of his students from Canada, who also lived with him, who else today is her birthday too. Big up to Mama Oracle. Give her a round of applause. But she said she couldn't get the child to go to sleep. But I said, bring on the child, bring on the baby, because the baby loved Dr. Afrika.
Children don't work with adult schedules, okay?
But the baby used to be in the house. The baby used to be in the house with Dr. Afrika, chasing Dr. Afrika around. The baby used to come and follow Dr. Afrika all the time, her baby. And I was right there at the house visiting, and I would see the baby coming to play around, and she stayed with Dr. Afrika for like 3 months, Mama Oracle, aka Tomorrow. And I was hoping that she'll come on, but she said that she has texted me, the baby won't go to sleep. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Lord have mercy. She had ballet in the morning. So, hey, those who have children understand. I know Dr. Shakira, she can't stay on either because she
I was gonna, because
I'm gonna have to close this to a close, but I want to thank you. And Simon, I'm so honored that you have me here on a special occasion like this to honor Dr. Afrika. And, you know, it's one thing to hear about somebody.
Yes.
But to be blessed to know that person too makes it even more so.
Makes it more so.
You know, and so to think when it's like that, you never forget. Yeah.
Yes. Well, Lloyd, thank you very much. Of course, Dr. Shakira, very much. Thank you very much.
And I'm going to have Dr. Shakira on my show soon.
Yes, I'm looking
I got to get in her business.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm going to say, come here, girl. Let me look in your eyeballs. Let me see.
She going to look in your eyeballs.
Before I go, I always find that everyone always has more gifts other than their main lane. With my grandmaster, he plays instruments.
Yeah. You know, see what I'm saying?
What?
But we're so well rounded.
Album.
That's right.
And I'm like, Grand, like, yes,
so
I love that the eldest, I just love it. I love
Dr. Valentine.
Dr. Valentine
had a whole band, had a whole group back in the day. He was friends with Earth, Wind, and Fire and everybody, you know.
Look at
you'd be surprised.
And I played in a group playing piano at that time where we won amateur night on the stage of the Apollo Theater.
See,
wow,
look at that.
See, that's what
and I was playing piano then.
Wow.
And I was number 5 on the reggae chart, singing and doing what I do.
That's what I love it. I love
it. What it is a testament to how well-rounded we are.
Yes.
And so people may see you as an iridologist, Dr. Moore, but I am sure you are much more than that.
Oh, she's much more than that.
As for Khadijah, I'm sure she probably know how to get in everybody's business.
But Lloyd, she born April 12th, so you know she's supposed to be right there doing her thing.
Hard for her to sneak around, but she knows everybody.
Yeah, she gonna
be. Knows her.
She gotta be careful. Don't be sneaking around.
And a heart of gold too.
Yes. But Lloyd, thank you very much for coming on. Dr. Shakira, thank y'all very much for coming on.
Take care.
Me and Khadijah gonna close this out. Thank y'all. Me and Khadijah gonna close this out. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you. Khadijah. Woo! You did it. You did it through the whole thing. My goodness.
Yeah,
okay.
This is incredible. Like I could tell you, I think the first time I met you was at it was in Harlem. And I remember it was a place I didn't even know where it was.
National Black Theater. National Black Theater.
That's and Lloyd Strayhorn was there. And I remember you was doing readings. And I remember my uncle like, get him to do my numbers. I always wanted to meet them. Like I always wanted to get my numbers read. And like to come full circle to actually be in a room, like this is just elevation in God. And just I appreciate just taking the time out to acknowledge and just me and my cousin was talking. I said, for him to transition on 3, 2, 1 right before after they announced COVID, I said he was saying to us Negroes, get ready, 3, 2, 1. It's on.
That's right.
And I said in that moment, it was kind of like I had to kick in the gear, right? Like everything he taught you, put it to that's it. Let's go with it, right?
All of us had to do it.
Family members, and it's kind of like you don't have time to think. It's just kind of what he told you. That's it. And just move on it. So I'm just honored that even with the transition, I'm not lost anymore, right? Because I thought like I didn't have a space, right? I didn't have my people. I didn't have a person. But no, you still tuned in. God's still going to send you. He's still going to make sure you tapped in. And I took everybody's name that came across because they all have a piece of him.
Yes.
Right.
And there's much more. There's so much more.
I was just
world.
Forward to this moment. Like
the world.
This was incredible.
I mean, Queen of Four would have came on, but she has an ascension out there in LA right now. So she's doing a whole ascension program right now. Because right now in LA is around 6, 7 o'clock. So she's in the whole women's Queen of Four sacred woman thing going on right now. So she couldn't make it on. Supernova's over there. He couldn't make it on because they're doing the Man Heals Thyself over there right now. So they couldn't make it in. And they with Laura London and all kinds of people over there celebrating. But believe me, she shouts them out all the time. I got the Planet Heal. This book here, let me show y'all this book that me, Dr. Afrika, and her was featured. Let me see if I got the book here. I thought I had it. Let me see. Is it not? It's not here. It's in my archive because I just moved here, of course, and I didn't unpack that book. But it's called Planet Heal. Dr. Afrika was the first featured person in that book before he transitioned. He was the first featured person in that book. It's called Planet Heal by Queen of Four, and she invited all of us to be guest writers and contributors to that particular book called Planet Heal. So you can get it online. You'll see Dr. Afrika's word, my words are on there. All the great holistic teachers, even Lloyd, I think, is inside there. Many of us are in there. So I'm just honored that you'll and I'm going to play one more clip before I close out with your Baba, with your great uncle. And it was one of the funny ones, but it's it's all of us at the National Black Theater. You want to stay and hear it, or you cool? You good?
I'm tapped in. I said it was so crazy, like all of you saying how you went to the house, and he used to invite me to the house all the time. And I used to be like, I'm gonna get there and starve. Like, what am I gonna eat? Like cardboard and let it I would you know what I mean? And now when it was close to the transitional time, that's when I made it to the house. And in that moment, I was like, I felt like you did not take advantage of what you had. Like, God forgive me because I did not know. You feel what I'm saying? I just thought it was an uncle. He helped me with my mental things. That's why when she said mental health, that is big. You know what I mean? He helped me immensely. I remember it was a time I went through depression for a long time. And he helped me with dealing with the trauma, dealing with issues from the past, dealing with your makeup, because you're not just who you are, it's like your whole family makeup. So it just was so much. And just to hear, so I'm going to be tapping into everybody. So just remember my name, because I'm going to call, because I want to hear, or just what part you got from him, because that's what it is. Everybody got a part.
Somebody in that family need to do what Dick Gregory's child just did for Dick Gregory. This is called The Essential Dick Gregory, but it's all the different speeches and different quotes from Dick Gregory. Dr. Afrika needs a book out like this, because all of his sayings that was comical and straight to the point, it would sell like hotcakes. I'm telling you right now. And I know Melanie ain't gonna do it. She's staying only on his health. But if somebody do an essential motivational help book about different, you could do 365 days on what Dr. Afrika said, even little clips. I'm telling you, could grab it all from different. Somebody could do it. I'm telling you, your son, his son, and his niece, y'all can do it. I'm telling you, y'all got the access. Just make it happen.
No, it's okay. He had the Jesus effect. That's what I used to call it. He would check you, and you didn't even know you being checked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had a way of putting things where you like, ooh,
you know.
Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stand corrected. Let me study some more. Let me come back and ask a better question. That was my favorite thing. When he used to say, "Don't waste your time talking to me. Ask me a better question." That question doesn't even merit an answer.
Even his son said you would starve. He said, even your son, I see the oracle in the background from Canada. And you know what's so funny? He, Melanie wouldn't let you starve. She will ask you where you want to go and eat. She will go and take you. If he won't take you, she will take you. She'll sneak you out and say, "Come on, I'm gonna help you out because you ain't gonna eat nothing here."
We ain't make it. We have to go eat.
She gonna buy your own food. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. I got somebody from out of Canada that I see in the background. It's just to show you how deep your father goes. And hey, Tamara, how you doing, beautiful? Are you there?
I'm here. Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
I know you can't show your face. You're all in the dark with your children, with your child.
Yes, I'm in the dark sitting with my daughter. Yeah.
First of all, happy birthday. Today is your birthday too, just like Dr. Llaila Afrika. Happy birthday. What's up?
Thank you. Yeah, he's my birthday twin.
Yeah, your birthday twin. Oh, man. And of course, your daughter's birthday passed December 17th. You know, I remember that birthday.
Yeah,
give her a round of applause. And a lot of people don't know that how long did you stay at Dr. Afrika's house while you was training? And how long did you stay there? You remember?
I was there for 3 months.
3 months. And that child was all over the place. My gosh. Oh, she dropped that Canadian link. It just dropped. Oh my gosh. Oh, she dropped. Oh my goodness.
Wonders, though, for the love that they are and that they invite you into their home to teach you. Right. Yes. That's like a hands-on field, right?
Hands-on.
Learning and just going to a class.
There she goes. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
No, it's a Canadian, probably a Canadian connection, but you was there for 3 months. That child was running behind Dr. Afrika, holding on to him.
She was a koala on his leg. Everywhere he was walking,
Dr. Afrika.
Yeah, they had a nice connection, and
they did, and I really enjoyed that. Now tell us about your connection with Doc and Melanie and how that worked, and you coming from Canada, and what's the country you came from again? What's your family?
Canada. My parents are from Haiti.
Haiti, that's right. I remember from.
My dad is half Cuban. Yes. His mom is of native descendant, but both born in Haiti. And I think the first book that I got from Dr. Afrika, I was probably 18.
Yes.
And it was the book on melanin. And when I read this book,
There it is. That's it. That's the book right there. That's right.
That was the very first one that I got. And then I got African Holistic Health.
Yes.
And then when I read the book on melanin, I just felt a connection to this man, like almost like I felt like I've known him before. And then a couple of years later, I was pregnant with my first child, and I did a course with Melanie on what was the name of that course again?
Which one? The African
spiritual counseling.
Spiritual counseling, yes, because you was definitely an oracle because you are very intuitive. That's right.
Yeah. I remember. And when we connected to do the course, we had a really great connection. And then, we were just talking, and she said, like, "You keep talking like my husband. What is your birthday?" And I said January 27. And she was like, "No way, that's his birthday too. You guys speak the same. You guys speak the same way. Like, I know. You guys know everything." And back then I was in a very abusive relationship, as you know.
Yes, I remember we were talking about it.
Yes. And Melanie is actually the one who helped me get out of it. And she said, if you guys have to come to my house for a few months, like, just come, but you need to get out of there.
Yes.
And I left with my daughter, came back to Canada, and she took us in her home for 3 months.
3 months, that's right.
And I felt like I healed on a holistic level. Like, they put me on herbs and salad every day, and like counseling with Melanie.
Right.
And Dr. Afrika was like a second father to me. Like he was always, always holding me whenever I was crying, and he was like, "Stop giving your love to all of these niggas." Like
exactly what he gonna tell you.
Yeah, he was like, stop getting with the bad niggas.
The
Just
bad
like,
niggas. That's right. You like them
yeah.
thugs. You like them thugs. That's why.
Exactly. But he was always hugging me so tight, and he was like, you don't have to go through this alone. Like we're all in this together, and that really touched me.
Right.
And to this day, like when I think back about this whole situation, it's like that was the highlight for me. The fact that he really held me and he saw me and he was like, you're not alone. That really stayed with me. And my daughter, as you've seen, like she was just,
yes,
always like holding his leg, like always keeping him from walking properly.
Yes,
'Cause she was
exactly.
just, hold on to him so tight. And he would always say, because Melanie, every time she wanted to go out, like he would just want to stay home and babysit her.
Yeah.
And then he would say, she wouldn't sleep unless I'm sleeping next to her.
Yeah.
And then we had pictures of her just holding on to him.
Yeah.
And
because
the crazy,
he loved children, and even when his grandchildren
yeah,
came around, he wanted to be around them. The
yeah,
grandchildren. It's just
yeah,
certain things happen. I'm not going to discuss that, but
yes, yeah,
his daughter and him is
yeah,
something else. But it
yeah,
is what it is. So respect to the family. But
yeah.
you had such a good time, and you learned so much.
I did. Yeah, I worked in a lab, and
Yep.
even Akasha was there with me. And it's crazy because she was one at the time when we were there.
Yes.
And to this day, she will ask, like, where's Uncle Afrika? I miss Uncle Afrika. I want to see Uncle Afrika. She's 6 now, and she still remembers very clearly.
Who's Uncle Afrika?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And man, and she got a memory on her, boy. Oh man, she got a memory on her, man. She always used to say no, no,
yes,
no. I'm glad she was saying no. Leave me alone. No.
Yeah.
Let me pick you up. No. You want to go to the store? No.
Yeah.
You can protect that baby. That's right. She ain't going for that foolishness.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I remember when you came to the shop and came from Canada to come to the shop where we was at, and she just wanted to sit around there with Melanie and Dr. Afrika.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. So she would not move, and she was just coming over there. So so what do you, I know your website is Mama Oracle. Are you still doing the work out there in Canada like you usually do, the healing work and the whole
I am, yes,
yeah,
I'm doing the work. Yes, I'm still
Good.
doing it. And I moved to Toronto now.
Oh, you in TO? Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead with TO. Okay, not Montreal. I miss Montreal. I have to come. I got to get my passport right over there. They're not gonna let me in. I got banned from Canada, but I just got to submit some papers. That's all, and get things finalized. So it's good. But I want to thank you very much for even coming on and sneaking on while your baby is trying to sleep. But I know.
Yeah, thank you.
And when you coming back to America? You don't know what's going on.
I mean, the way you guys are set up with the vaccines, like, I don't know if I can get in because I'm not vaccinated,
They ain't doing that. I thought they stopped. They ain't even messing with nobody no more.
I have a friend who went last weekend, and she was asked for proof.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So wait, you don't have
in New York.
You didn't get the Bandulu card. You forget the Bandulu card. That's all Jamaican thing, a Bandulu card.
Let me know how to get that.
Oh yeah, I gotta text you some Bandulu numbers so you can get the Bandulu card. But that's also what they just asked her to show a card, or no? What they did?
They asked her if I don't know if they asked to show proof or if they just asked her if she took it.
All right, let's not talk about that no more. Let's keep it moving. I don't want these people to take down the channel. But thank you very much for coming up and go get your rest. Happy birthday again. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
One more person just popped up on the background. I gotta take care of him, but we're gonna talk and give your baby a big old hug for me, okay, darling?
I will.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night. All right. That's a sweet soul. She's born the same day as Dr. Afrika. I see Blue Pill in the building. Blue Pill, where you at? I don't see you on the camera, man. You hiding over there? Let me bring up Blue Pill in the building. Blue Pill, where you at, man? Peace, Lord. What's up? You all right?
You can hear me, man.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up? You hiding or you not coming up? What's up? What you doing? You fell asleep?
Huh? my deepest apologies. I was on 2 phone calls and I just
Okay.
lost track of time. Earlier, when you first sent it, Spirit said, set a reminder. I said, I'm on 3 computers. How can I forget?
Right.
And then my phone started going off, and then I just got caught up and lost track of time. We're in a quantum quickening. I do apologize.
It's all good, man. Let's go keep you for a few minutes. I'll meet his niece Khadijah is in the building. She's
Yes.
here with us.
Greetings.
Yeah, that's Dr. Afrika's niece.
Yes.
We had Lloyd in here. We had
Hello,
Mama
Khadijah.
Oracle here. We had Dr. Shakira here. We had Magella was here. We had Malika Ali here. We had Kafunya here. Lloyd Strayhorn was in the building. So a whole bunch of us was here showing love and showing salute. Just wanted to make sure, your encounters with Dr. Afrika and how you continuing that work from your perspective, what Dr. Afrika taught you, just like how Dr. Sebi is your stepdad. You know how that worked. Come on, talk about it.
Yes. Dr. Afrika gives me the ability, to bring balance to the things that Dr. Sebi taught.
Yes.
Because Dr. Sebi had a very rudimentary, strict, approach towards diet and just understanding health. And I always would say, when I encountered the work of Dr. Afrika, it kind of gave me a little bit more humor. It gave me a little bit more flexibility, if you will.
Yes.
And not that he didn't necessarily take things as serious. He just came from a different approach. So it gave me the ability to deal with my aunt, because I would have these conversations with Sebi about, I'm like, that there's a lot of hybridized people in the world, right? We all not, 1,000% from the original seed. So we got to give a little leverage and leeway, to understand certain things. So Dr. Afrika, he really brought that biological science, and he brought the humor, he brought the flexibility. He was serious and funny at the same time.
Yes.
He was super lighthearted.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just loved his presence. I love what he brought. I love the fact that he was very instructional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His methodology was also, I benefited so much more from his student body. Him was one thing, but I have benefited immensely from the people who he has taught in his student body, and how they have embraced the information and turned it into lifestyles. They've turned it into businesses. He has spawned some of the most dynamic people in our community that really hit the front line and was gung-ho about healing. And you just didn't receive a lot of confusion from them. They just got to their jobs. They took the information, and they always seem to run the marathon. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, and if I can make a general overview, I'm just, these are the things that I would assess when I look at that. So to me, his legacy is always the extension of the people that I know that's going to carry his work, his information, his tutelage to the ends of the earth. With them, they'll never put it down and never question it. You know what I'm saying? And they're always going to proselytize in the name of that information, meaning that, they'll always be teaching other people. Like the sister, what's her name?
Who?
The surviving vegan. What's the sister?
Oh name? yeah, sister surviving vegan. I forgot.
Yeah, like he creates gung-ho students.
Yeah, that was her. Yeah, that was her student too. Yeah, that was hard. And Erica Badu was his student also. So they go hard when they start doing that. Naja Ray, all of them. Yeah, man. And Kafunya, Malika, Mama Ella. Mama Ella. They did it. They flipped it.
I remember with his certifications would feel like when he came around, and the young ladies will block you out. Like, I can't see you for like the whole weekend. I will be I'm going to certification.
Yep.
And they took so much pride in it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I thought. I saw that anytime that a teacher is able to induce a level of dedication to their student body, and anytime that student body takes that information and values their teacher enough to never talk crazy, talk bad about him, but really like put that thing on like shield and armor and go out in this world. Because remember, we're talking about igniting people to do the work when it wasn't popular, to do the work when it wasn't an audience. You had to go out there and find your flock.
That's right.
Right? It wasn't people, it wasn't a million people online looking for, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote herbal remedies and things of that nature. You had to go out there and proselytize. You had to minister this work.
That's right.
You feel me? So he has ordained apostles in the church of mineralism to go out into the world and do the good work, you know what I'm saying, in the name of you know, this modality, you know what I'm saying, that to me has overproven itself in the last 3 to 4 years. You know what I'm saying? It stands on iron legs. We ain't see those legs wobble.
That's
We
right.
didn't see them give way.
That's
right. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see the spaghetti legs on it.
No.
It stood the test of time. And it has been here since the beginning of time. So, you know, hail up to Dr. Llaila Afrika, Melanie Stevens, everybody in the family, everybody that comes from the student body, you know what I'm saying, that's continuing to carry the torch. Shout out to you, you know, because you brought him in my presence so many times.
I kept it moving.
You feel me? You kept him on rotation.
I had to keep him on rotation, man. That's family. It's family, bro. I mean, he saved my life after we did Marcus Garvey Center back in those days, you know, and he just looked me in my eyes and said, yo, if you keep on doing this and being stressed, you're gonna die. You're gonna kill yourself, King. And he said, you're welcome to come to my house and stay and rest. And I actually took off and rest.
So that part about him, you know, and again, nothing that I'm saying about him is a comparison to anything else or anybody else. I'm talking about his strong points and what made him unique to himself, right? There was times that I would come around him and he didn't ask me anything. He would go get the bottles of herbs and give them to me. When I looked at what he gave me, I know that's what I needed. Without me saying nothing to him, I'll give him a hug, say thank you to Melanie, and go about my business. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, okay, he knew. You know what I'm saying? He picked up on it. He got that herbal ESP. You know,
they love the products that y'all gave them, because I remember they was wearing your shirts and all that, and your hoodie. Yeah, they love the products y'all gave them back. Show them some love. So you know,
we were definitely able to do fair exchange. But what I'm saying, that thing that certain healers have that people don't talk about, because like even with Sabi, they never promoted themselves as spiritualists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He even spoke against it. But there's a certain thing about the top tier healers that they have that healer ESP, where they can look at you, they can touch you, or they could just listen, and they know certain things that you need. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you know that you're really dealing with the real deal. And he's done that for me on several occasions, where he just, you know, he wasn't even face mapping me. He would have his back turned and he'll just turn around and hit me with a product. And I'd be like, damn, I really needed this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they could look at your hands, your fingers, hear your voice, your walk. He look at your walk to see what's going on. The walk, the nose, the face. The tilt in your walk. I mean, he looked at the fingers. I mean, they could look at the fingers and see what was going on with your prostate or your nose, your face, organs. Your sexual. Oh yeah, Khadija said she pointed out all the face. Yes, you know the tongue. You look at you. Yeah, I was afraid to even make Anuket, Brother Polite's wife, look at me in my eyes back in the day, because she was like, we wore shades around her. Like, look here, you already looking in my eyes to tell me no crazy.
Iridologist, right?
Yeah, she was the iridologist. She was the health. Yeah, she was the iridologist. She studied under Dr. Afrika. And then that was the whole thing. So, you know, Brother Blue Pill, I want to thank you very much. I have your link tree up here, linktree / Blue Pillar 44. I want to thank you, brother, for coming on.
I want to thank you for having me on. You know what I'm saying? Again, I apologize, you know, for being a little bit tardy, but
yes, sir.
I'm going to definitely, you know, put on for the good doc. You know what I'm
Today's
saying?
a 77 too. It's 77th birthday. Today's a 77. You know, keep them energies.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's
exactly.
the number of the pillars. So, may he stand strong as a pillar continuously in our community. May we speak life to the fact that we need a Dr. Llaila Afrika Institute in the very near future. In whatever set community we could set it off in. But yeah, I love the elder. I appreciate him.
Thank you, brother.
We miss him dearly. You know what I'm saying?
Dearly,
but his legacy is enduring. It will always resonate in our hearts. We will always continue the mission of helping and healing. And we love you, Doc. Peace.
Love him. Yes. Thank you, brother. All right. Tell the queen I said greetings, brother.
Indeed.
All right. That's my brand Blue Pillar in the building. Decent light. Oh, man. And look at, I want to show everybody this book, because this is a booklet I found in my archive from 2000. Oh, sorry. That's not it. Not that book. That's what I found in my archive from 2009, the African Holistic Health New York chapter membership in 2009, did by Sister Shy and all the crew. Nutricide is on it, all of that. I mean, they used to have scheduled stuff and program. Dr. Afrika was the lead person for that whole chapter and the chapters around the world. Of course, you had Dr. Akua. Dr. Akua Gray is in there. You had you had all of these great people practicing, even the Kemetic teachers, the Kemetic yoga teacher was a part of it. All of these great teachers was a part of Dr. Afrika's holistic health thing, man. You don't know how much people he got. Also on here is Gregory Felix. You got, of course, reflexology. You have a Kemetic teacher, the one, the only trainer and yoga teacher, my man Yasir. It was in there also, and it got a whole lot of Sister man. Even Sonia Burrell was in there. Oh, get out of here. So Sonia Barrett, this beautiful chocolate sister. I'm gonna interview her too. Sonia Barrett. She was also part of that whole African holistic thing, and of course. Paul Goss is in here. Look at Paul. They was all good friends. I know Paul Goss was also part of the African Holistic Health. Y'all don't know what this man has been teaching and who he's been teaching. And they was all connected in this book right here, the African Holistic Health New York chapter membership. So I found this in my archives and I had to share it with Sister Shy. She wasn't able to make it on because she had another event. So big up to Sister Shy. And Khadijah, thank you very much for co-hosting and being a part of this journey with us, man. And you, I can't, I don't know your website, or you want to share your link tree or your IG. I don't know if you're ready for that, or not yet. Until you get your book out, because I know you're writing your book and getting everything ready together. I want to make sure. And of course, your brother, your other, his son was on here. So big up to Dr. Afrika's son that was in here. He said 77 black years. That's right. That's what his son is saying. 77 black years, as he would say. Exactly, sir. Exactly. Big up. I got to get him on. You need to contact me, sir. We need to talk and get you on. I know you be ready to talk. I know you're ready to talk. Stop playing. Try. Try. Yeah, talk to him and give him my number if you can. Let's deal with it. I wouldn't mind having both of y'all on, having some good time about our dear Llaila Afrika, especially from March 21st. I'm doing an event in Georgia, and I'm trying to get Melanie out, but she just lost her mother, so I'm let her relax. And condolences to her mom. And both Dr. Afrika and her was treating and helping the mom out as much as she could. But I know her mom was hard-headed, so I know how that is. I know that already. And mom born the same day as Dr. Afrika's daughter. Go figure. Oh. Yeah, so I'm not even going there. So that's so funny. When I see that, I say, oh my goodness. But condolences, of course, to Melanie, as our moms lost her moms. And again, family, I want to thank each and every one of the people that came on. Of course, Khadijah as my co-host, of course, and Joshua Sarah, Malika Ali, Sister Kafunya Ife, Mama Ella, who came on. Of course, we had the one, the only Lloyd Strayhorn. We had Dr. Shakira Moore in the building. We had Quiet Storm in the building. We had Mama Oracle, and it closed out with Blue Pill. And one of his students wanted to say something, and she did text me. And she couldn't make it on. She said, but I can leave a statement. Happy solar return to my spiritual Baba, the legend, Dr. Llaila Afrika, one of my most healing and therapeutic memories was with Doc. I remember telling Dr. Afrika I was sexually traumatized, a sexual trauma survivor, and he said, that don't make you broken or not whole. I took his certified holistic nutrition course in his home in 2017. I felt like it was a weekend with God. And I was a big kid. I asked 1,000,001 questions, LOL. Doc answered every single question with no shame and judgment. Truly miss him in the physical, but I give thanks for our connection in this lifetime. I love you, Doc. By the one, the only Natasha Dezzoni. Big up to Natasha Dezzoni. Big up to Natasha Dezzoni. She texted me, and I said it. I said, let me pull it out and say it, because I know she couldn't make it on, and she was there, and I ran into her over there too. I was always back and forth at this house because I was always trying to get over the stress. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get over this stress, and Doc was helping me so much. And y'all, some of us don't really know what we have until it's gone. And I understand what you said earlier, Sister Khadija. And I maybe his son probably understand the same thing, and even my children are going to understand me from another level. They don't understand a lot of, and when y'all have children, or if you have children, they're not going to realize what they have. Sometimes what they say is, what is that old saying? What is it? There's an old saying about, forgot the saying, but it's going to pop up on me as soon as but we got to realize that even Jesus, his own mother, didn't recognize who he was in that scripture. When I read that Bible, his brother from Joseph and the mom didn't recognize who they were. And sometimes you don't know. And all of us are Jesus in our own way, because Jesus only means to save. And all of us are anointed as a Christ in our own circle if you're teaching the knowledge that will help guide and save and take people to the next level of their life. Because every prophet in that Bible is an aspect of what you can achieve if you believe, and if you're willing to take the realm of remembering and realigning yourself to who you are. And because all of us have a gift, everybody have a separate fingerprint. Dr. Afrika teaches on that. Separate eye print. Dr. Afrika teaches on that. Separate feet print, separate smells created from your mom and dad. So every one of us have a gift that we're supposed to share on this particular earth. I use the numbers. There's people that use astrology. Lloyd Strayhorn uses numbers in astrology. These other different people, it's just a sister, yours, Iridology. You're going to use it in your own way. His son is going to use it in his own way. And we're going to just make it a way and make it happen today, moving forward. So I'm so proud of you, Sister Khadija. Any last words, my beautiful sister, you'd like to give?
No, just once again, thank you for having me.
Of course.
This was so just a whole awakening in your spirit, because I was struggling a little bit with not being able to talk to him or get resolved. And sometimes I just kind of Dag, I wish I could call him right now. Oh, what would he say? And I'll find myself cracking a joke to myself. That's what he would say.
Exactly what he would say.
So it's just kind of, like I said, to understand that there are people that still talk your language, right? Yes. You just have to continue to tap in, but they're right there. And it's so many people whose lives that he touched. It's not just me. Like I said, I understood what Lloyd would say. I was always protective, like my uncle, my time. Yes. It was to share him with the world. Yes. It's like he was a gift bigger than just being my uncle, right? He was a gift to everybody. So I appreciate everybody's testimonies and stories and sharing and just what they learned and just the growth, and just saying to me, Khadija, you did not take advantage, because you should be knowing further more than you know, more than you understand. But I got the books. That's as you can see. I got the books.
He left it. And he left it for y'all. He left it for his family, but he left the world was his family and his plateau. His world.
Yeah, tap in, people. Tap in.
And again, Khadija, I want to thank you as I close out with my commercials and all this. I'm going to close out with one of his lectures. And if you could watch it on YouTube, I did send you the public link. I'm going to play one of his lectures while I close out. But I love you. I respect
Yes,
you. I honor you. Thank you very much for coming on. And we got to do this again. I'm going to do something in Atlanta for his transition date around that summer solstice. And I'm gonna that's spring. That's the spring equinox that happened right there. That 3-2-1. I'm doing it right around that time. If you want to make it out, let me know. We got extra places for you to stay if you want. You come on out, come and enjoy and have fun in Georgia. We're gonna have I think Mama Ella's gonna speak, Malika Ali, Dr. Shakira Moore, myself, and we might get Lloyd in there so we can all drop some knowledge and bring the health and the well-being to the people as he would love to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we did it. You know what I'm saying? So respect to you and have a good night. You working tomorrow? You got to go to work?
Nope.
Okay, so studying. Good. Oh, so you just studied. All right. All right, beautiful. I'll talk to you later. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, man. Sister Khadija. Love it. That's it. Man. Woo! Make sure y'all donate. The donation is right there to his PayPal, to the PayPal for the legacy of Dr. Llaila Afrika. Dr. Melanie 16 at Yahoo. That's the PayPal, friends and family, or go to the Cash App, $Charles Child. That's right. So you go to the website that's streaming on the bottom, that's screening on the bottom. That's LailaAfrica.com. Get the books. 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 There it is. Go to the website. Go to the website. Go to the website. Get the books only through his website, not Amazon. And right now they got a bundle for only $160. Look right there. There's a bundle right there. That's a bundle right there. The regular price is $300. It's only $160.95 for a 9-book bundle right now. Right now. Order it right now. All you have to do is go to it right now. There it is. There it is, right there on the left-hand side of the screen. It's regularly $300 and something. It is only $160 right now for his birthday. 9 books. He's born on the 27th. All 9. It's 9 books you're gonna get from Dr. Llaila Afrika. Let me scroll down them books. Look at them books. Look at them books. Stop playing. Look at them books. 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 Per unk, right there in the middle. Per unk. That is the Kemetic way of feng shui. That is the Kemetic feng shui. That is the Kemetic way, an ancient African Kemetic way of feng shui in your house. Dr. Afrika, arranging and decorating your room, building, garden, home for success, health, beauty, and power. And of course, he got the Book of Melanin. He got the pills for ills that can kill. Of course, he got the Gullah Geechee, the Gullah African American history. Also, he got, of course, Health Dictionary. He has Controlling Understanding and Raising Black Children. Nutricide, the Nutricide Part 2, that's nutritional destruction of black people. That's the Part 2 to Nutricide, family. And of course, he got the Holistic Self-Diagnosis, and also he got African, the textbook of African holistic health. Go get the bundle right now. Why not buy all of the books that is usually $300 and something? Get all 9 of those books for $160.95 right now. You can do it. You got it. We can make it happen, especially if you're trying to be a health practitioner in this world. Go ahead and do it. All you health practitioners out there, go get that bundle. Go get that bundle. I'm going to close out with a clip. And this is a special clip that we did in the National Black Theater back in the day. Myself and Dr. Afrika, we had a good ass time at the National Black Theater. So hold on, let's start it up. You know me, y'all know me. Yeah, hold on one second. Hold on. Let me take that and restart it. This is in the National Black Theater, family. I'm just bringing them on. That's me right there. Pharaonics Corpse Clothing.
1, 2.
Khadija, thank you, beautiful. Dr. Afrika wanted to sit down. Now, he didn't like microphones in front of him because he knew that was a replica of a phallic symbol. A phallic symbol. That's what microphones are. Dr. Afrika was funny. We telling that little secret joke right there. Why you putting that phallic symbol in my face, King Simon?
I kind of know who I am too.
I love it.
Good evening. Nice for you to come out today and spend some time with me. I guess I'll talk about health. There seems to be a lot of problems with health, and they're not going to go away until we freeze the people, to tell you. That's not going to help. Can't be healthy and culture less is impossible. But nonetheless, to help you put new curtains on your jail cell. It seems to be, we tend to think that scientists are always talking about facts, but we in science don't always talk about facts. We mostly talk about our beliefs, and beliefs are not facts.
Hold on, family. I wanted to say something. The sister that filmed this particular video, she transitioned, so I want to say condolences to this beautiful sister, Jackie. Jackie was the one that filmed this particular side of the video from out of the audience. Her name was Jackie. She loved Dr. Afrika. She came to every lecture. She bought all his books, and she had transitioned. So I want to say condolences to this beautiful sister that held this camera and did what she had to do to get this lecture on YouTube before. You'll see, if you look this up, you'll see her name was, I think, Jackie Williams or Jackie Wilson, but big up to Jacqueline and then she passed on and transitioned like a couple years later. So enough big respect. I think she passed on right before Dr. Afrika also. So enough big respect, but I'm going to finish playing this and then I'm going to take it down. All right. Peace and love. Check this out.
And the biggest problem I have with talking to people about science is they take science's belief as facts. They are not facts. We have the belief, and we call our beliefs theories. There's a theory of evolution. It has never been written as a fact. A black woman didn't produce white people. That is not a fact. That is a belief of scientists. Evolution is a belief. We call it a theory. We call it the free radical theory. We call it the antioxidant theory. We call it electron orbital theory. We call it the theory of gravity. We have all of these theories, but you take them as facts. And that's the major problem I have. Didn't no black woman in Africa produce white people. Get over it. It's a belief. The problem with beliefs are they're more powerful than facts. Wars are fought over beliefs, not facts. A belief is more powerful than any fact. We have to be able to accept a belief and accept a fact. It's a belief that I'm having a problem with. It's all right for you to believe in Santa Claus. I'm not trying to change your belief, but you know Santa Claus is not a fact. You have no problem with those things like that. But when it gets to food, nutrition, your health, homosexuality, you take all these theories as facts. Let us start off with how you are miseducated along with myself, because I'm trying to save myself as well as you. You were born, and the largest part of you that grew was your heart. Your heart grew first, and then your brain. And then your liver grounds your brain electrically. Everything starts from the root. The tree grows from the root. And then the trunk grows and the branches and the leaves and the flowers and all that sort of thing. And your thoughts grow from the root of your brain, called the brain stem. The thoughts grow there. Your emotions grow from there. Nothing happens singularly in the body. When the emotions grow, they grow like a bunch of grapes. We call it a neural net. You cannot have a single emotion by itself. If you have love, love is attached to anger, frustration, rage, hatred. It's attached to all the emotions. That is a fact. When you love someone, you also love their ignorance, their stupidity, their bad habits. You love the whole bunch of grapes called a crazy person. I mean, you're a lover or whatever. All of that comes in a package. We call it a neural net. So your emotions grow from your brain stem, your thoughts grow from your brain stem, and then they branch out to what we call the cerebrum and the emotional center of your brain. So you go from the brain stem, which we could say is where you get letters from, and the middle part of your brain, which we call the parietal lobe, that's where you make the letters into a word. And up here, we call it the frontal lobe. That's where you make the words into a sentence. So you have letters back here, words here, and a sentence here. That's how these thoughts and emotions grow. They grow from a root. So the objective is if you put a tree in the bad soil, or any plant in bad soil, it won't grow too well. And you know that. So we have to get to the brain stem to make you crazy as possible, dysfunctionalize you. Some of you like to call it DNA, and we don't know what that means. Dioroxonuclear, whatever the white people like to tell you it means. It's just two strings of sugar, and in between of it is like a ladder. That's the amino acid, what you call protein, and that's how it grows. That's attached to two sugars. And then there's the rungs on the ladder, which you call the DNA. That's where the code is on these rungs of the ladder. So it's growing up from the base. The ladder doesn't start from the top, it starts from the bottom, it starts from its root. So it's important to understand the root of your emotions, the root of your thoughts, because you are manipulated more by your emotions than how you think. Some of you think quite well about junk food and McDonald's and Obama. You have these nice thoughts about him. That's good, but your emotions are another way. Your emotions are attached to another part of this whole thing that goes on. You know intellectually that he's the president of a white company. And the president of any company, be it a baseball team, a football team, their job is to raise money. A president of a football team has to raise some money or else he's going to lose his job. Presidents are fundraisers. That's not the person you want to talk to. They just about raising some funds. And that's what Obama does, raises some funds for Wall Street, what you call it, bailouts or whatever the hell y'all call it. He's doing his job for that white corporation he works for. He doesn't work for you, Negroes. Those are the facts. I mean, I'm not having up against the boy. He probably knows how to pick cotton quite well. But those are the facts. And you can cerebrally, intellectually digest all social stuff, but I want you to have an understanding of something we call your body. So I have to give you some scientific understanding. Social stuff you understand. Columbus discovered America. He discovered Africa. He discovered Negroes and whatnot. Okay, we got that out of the way now. But we have to understand some science, because African people are scientific people. It takes a science to build some pyramids, my dear brothers and sisters. We are scientific people. And we have to go back and capture that science. So all of these thoughts start from the brain stem, and then they have an emotion attached to them so they can give them a value. And then the front part of your brain makes the sentence, gives the orders, as it were. Now, in the birthing process, what we're trying to do is give a range of how far to go with your anger and your frustration. We want you to know how far to go, the limits. And we call those limits bipolar, binary, the male and female. Every emotion is bipolar. Every disease is bipolar. High blood pressure, low blood pressure. That makes it bipolar. Hyperactivity, hypoactivity, that's bipolar. Every thought and emotion has a range of acceptance. And outside of that range, happiness can hurt you. Some people are happy gambling and shooting crack. Happiness can hurt you, and happiness can help you. Anger can help you, and anger can hurt you. When you put it in a place where it does not belong, then it hurts you. So we have to know the range of our emotions. When to use your anger for your benefit. When to use your hatred for your benefit. That's giving you the range. And you can only get that range from your mother and father if they are bonded in a relationship holistically. That's giving you the range. If daddy ain't there, or mama ain't there, you don't have that range. Not for that moment of childhood, but for the rest of your life. So the objective is to know when to stress the sperm and know when to stress the egg. If you can stress those two, you can dysfunctionalize a Negro forever. We have to know about these things. So the birthing process in itself is a ritual. A ritual is a behavior that you repeat. If you repeat it over and over again and it hurts you, we call it addiction. To understand addiction, all you have to do is understand McDonald's or JCPenney or any factory that makes something. They want you addicted to that product. Ford, Mercedes. You say, I like Ford. You keep buying Fords. You keep buying Fords because they have addicted you to the product. Advertisers are masters of addiction. If you want to understand addiction, study Coca-Cola. They know how to addict people. That's what they do. So to have addiction is not a bad thing. It's just to have the addiction in the wrong place. But you're already addicted to something, Oprah or something. It's just that you put the addiction in a place where it does not belong. And to move things, you have to have emotional muscle. You can't ask someone to love you and they don't have the emotional muscle to pick up your love. So you have to develop the emotional muscle to do things. And to develop the emotional muscle, you have to have the emotional vocabulary. To have the emotional vocabulary, you must have the emotional budget. To have the emotional budget, you must have the emotional expense account. Because we are ruled by our emotions. That's how they sell cars, brassieres, panty drawers, or pantyhose, whatever. That's how the Koreans sell their nails. That's how they sell wigs and weaves. They're manipulating your emotions. That's why you go to the movies. That's why you listen to songs, because you want to be emotionally manipulated by someone else. We have to understand these things so we can get out of this rut, because we've been emotionally had. Some of us are addicted to white people. We want their Grammys. We want their Oscars. We want their diplomas. We want their degrees. We're addicted to them. That is our problem. We don't see it as addiction, but that's what it is. Our happiness is defined by someone else. We are addicted to white people, and that is too bad. But nonetheless, understanding the addiction is to understand emotions. To understand emotions, you have to understand the physical body that produces them. And the physical body that produces them is what I'm talking about. We're talking about the bipolar range for everything. Everything is bipolar. Someone says they have a bipolar disease. I'm saying, okay, we got that part straight. What's the disease? We have all of these buzzwords that means absolutely nothing. In science, we just have a lot of words we throw around that mean absolutely nothing. And you say them like you're saying something. Now, we start off in the womb, as the Greeks call it, because they thought the woman's penis was cut off and she was wounded. So they call it a wound. That in itself is stupid. But you think it's a wound, so I just say a wound. Okay, she's golden. Duh. I mean, we say things. I'm going to get some coffee. Yeah, I know coffee is a bean, but what are you getting? Coffee soup. You're not drinking coffee, you're drinking coffee soup. Negro, call it what it is. And if it's a bean, it's a carbohydrate, so you're drinking a carbohydrate soup. Coffee, hell, why don't you call it pinto? Navy. Black eyed peas. I mean, that doesn't say nothing. You go into, what's that, Starbucks, whatever that name is, you go in there to get some soup. Negro. A carbohydrate soup. Just call it what it is, and then you have a better understanding of what's going on. Now then, people have these emotions, and you don't know how to use them to your advantage. So if you don't know how to use them to this advantage, then someone else is using them for you, to their advantage. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't know how to use it, someone else is going to use it for their advantage. And that's what the addicting arm of General Motors does, Mercedes does, what you call commercials, which are addicting things. Now, you have this baby that's being formed in the mother's womb, as you call it. And the heart sends out this electrical charge about 15 feet. So it's a heart-to-heart communication that the baby has with its mother. Aside from the other bonding things that are required to bond you to anything, to bond you to America, to bond you to Trinidad, to bond you to anything, I have to go through this original way in which you were born. You're in your mother's womb and you're drinking amniotic fluid. That's the fluid the baby's floating in. And in that fluid is vitamins and minerals carry electrical charge, and you call it electrolytes. So the baby can hear this electricity buzzing like you can hear it in cables. And it buzzes real high when the lady's angry. So the baby can hear anger. These electrical charges are in the amniotic fluid, and it flashes off real bright and yellow, orange, red, real bright when the lady's angry. So the baby can see anger, hear anger, and drinks the amniotic fluid and can taste anger. And the baby touches the amniotic fluid so the baby can feel anger. To the baby, anger is holistic. It involves every sensor that the baby has. The ears are a sensor for a sound. The ears do not know what they are hearing. The eyes are sensors of light. The eyes do not know what they are seeing. The taste buds are sensors of food. The tongue does not know what it's tasting. You taste with your brain, you see with your brain, you hear with your brain. You have one sense that's common to all the other ones. It is your common sense. So I'm just trying to get to this science part of it all. So the baby is bonded to the mother with its one sense, its brain. Because it tastes with its brain, it sees with the brain, it touches with the brain, it smells with its brain. So if I want to bond you to New York City or the United States of America, I better have a flower that you can smell or a fruit that you can taste. New York has a fruit, New York has a flower, New York has a color, New York has an anthem. And that's what bonds you to New York. Because they're going through the same process that your mother took you through. You have to use all your senses to bond to someone. Do you see where I'm coming from? Am I getting a little too technical? Because I don't want to get too technical, because I know how it feels to be insulted by people who think they're intelligent, you know?
The great Dr. Llaila Afrika. The great Dr. Llaila Afrika. The great Dr. Llaila Afrika. I'm sorry, because I can't stay up all night for this one, but big up to everybody that came on and enjoyed us. Once again, those that are just tuning in real quick, you can find that video on YouTube. Of course, King Simon presents, or you can find Jackie. I think it's Jackie Williams or Jackie Wilson. She wanted to film this part. And once again, I want to thank my co-host for the evening was Khadijah Brown. Of course, Joshua, big up to Joshua Sarah that came in. Big up to Malika Ali, that Sister Kafunya Ife. Mama Ella that came in, of course, Dr. Shakira Moore, and of course, Lloyd Strayhorn, of course, Sister Quiet Storm who came through, Mama Oracle from out of Canada, and the Blue Pill that came through, and the statement that was sent by Natasha Dezzoni. I want to thank each and every one of them for participating, and all of you for participating. Remember, all donations go to the legacy. You see it right there. All donations to the PayPal. Email is drmelanie16@yahoo.com. Friends, and make it out to friends and family. And of course, her Cash App, the Cash App for the publishing company is $Charles Childs Publishing. All right, family, thank you very much. Be great. Be yourself. Remember to thumb up and share and like this broadcast. Share, remember, sharing is caring, and Dr. Afrika loved to share his wisdom, and he didn't even charge that much. He didn't even really ask for that much from me. He took what I can give him, and I try to give him at least between a certain amount of money, and and he just sold his products. So Dr. Afrika was that real dude, similar to what Dr. Baba Ashwa Kwesi does and various other people. But Dr. Afrika was a real brother in every sense of the word. All right. Thank you. And have a great evening. You take care of yourself. And once again, this has been a tribute, 77th Solar Return tribute to Dr. Llaila Afrika. Thanks for the family for coming in, his son and his niece for coming in. Thank y'all very much for showing love and being a part of the journey. Take care. Be at peace. I love y'all. And respect.
Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Peace and power, family. I'm Dr. Shakira Moore, and I'm excited to share with you this powerful event that's happening on February 11th, 2023. The inner alignment through your eyes and your numeral. It's the joining of two ancient systems helping you to tap in and access your divine blueprint. I will be teaching a mini masterclass on iridology that will only be available in this workshop. After this class, you will walk away knowing the mystery to longevity via your iris, how to identify colors and patterns in your iris to avoid chronic disease, preparing your children for supreme health with iridology, and so much more. It is time for you to unlock unlimited potential and your internal greatness, because you are great. I'll see you in class. Peace and power.
Inner Alignment Workshop Through Your Eyes and Your Numeral with Dr. Shakira Moore and King Simon on February 11, 2023. Dr. Shakira and King Simon. Get your tickets now at Linktree/King Simon the Numerator.
Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace.